I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back.
Episode 47.
We did
Eventually, I'll remember this. I swear.
We're continuing our countdown to 50.
That's right.
And our big Viewer's Choice special.
Celebration. I guess we should go ahead and do our socials and get into it. We don't keep them waiting. Although, like we already hinted at to them, they know the franchise.
Yeah.
So they can hold their horses a little bit longer until we get to
they're probably just as excited as we are, but we got to wait. We got to pause for the cause.
That's right.
Now.
First, we always take care of the meta apps, the big three. The ones that
most overlords.
I don't even want to say the ones that most people use. Two of them definitely most people use.
Yeah.
One is growing, but they are definitely owned by the biggest social media company. Even if you're a younger person and you don't like Facebook because it's not the hip one to be on, doesn't change the fact that they are one of the biggest companies. They still are.
Yeah.
Just
deal with it. We have to. If you want to do this stuff, you got to deal with the book.
It's Facebook, obviously. It's Instagram. It's Threads. That being the new one that they're really pushing. I'm doing more.
I'm still waiting on that call for being the. I want to be on the poster magazines. Do my hyphen dance. Make it a worldwide craze. Right.
Maybe people will actually start flocking there.
Right. They'll go straight to Threads because of me.
But if you want to find us on all of those, that's Kentucky Fried Critics. All lowercase, nothing special, no spacing, no at. Well, no, I keep doing this. It's ats or slashes depending on where you're at. That's
there it is.
That's what the key is there. It all depends on which one you're at.
It's very clever. Proud of it.
You'll figure out which one by looking at what everybody else has. That's what I always say. I just keep messing it up. I keep saying it, and then I'm like, man, what did I do wrong here? That's when you know we're having a good time too soon.
Too soon. Hopefully everybody else is.
I hope so. I hope everybody enjoys themselves while listening. I mean, that would be we don't know if you partake with us while you listen, but I'd like to believe you are. I'd like to believe you're waking up on a Saturday morning and getting drunk
right with us. So immediately, as soon as you roll out of bed, just grabbing the bottle and just, gonna be a good day.
Well, like you said, a lot of people have told you they like to listen to us while washing dishes. Well, why not crack a beer while you're doing your dishes? It will make it a better time.
It'll make dishes a lot more fun.
I've definitely done it.
Just watch for knives.
It's a good time. Oh, yeah. No. I mean, I would keep this strictly plates and bowls.
Yeah, there you go. No heavy scrubbing.
Yeah. Cups, out of the question.
Fuck
if it's
that.
glass,
if you got small hands,
you might break something when...
That's true.
You're getting too drunk and
Get
laughing with us.
4 beers in, just drop the cup.
Put your hand in there, squeeze out too hard, and just snap it.
Slice
I'm just
your
telling
whole
you.
hand open.
I'm telling you. Maybe we don't advise people.
Don't do that.
I'm going to stick with what I said before. Plastic and then
Tupperware.
plates. Yeah.
Wash your Tupperware while you listen to us.
Well, if you're going to drink. If you decide to do it sober, do whatever you want.
But it's not
at that point, it's on you.
And not nearly as fun.
I don't want to be the person that's responsible for telling you to get drunk and then deal with glass and sharp objects. That's all I'm
probably bad, yeah.
But if you want to be sober, it's all on you. I didn't advise you anything.
On to the next.
So that's going to lead us on to YouTube. That's our favorite one now.
Yeah.
Used to not be. We used to have some problems with it.
Has the most interaction, too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, we're doing really well there. We've been having shorts do well, videos do well.
Hell yeah.
Still nothing doing as well as, the one. Yeah,
which it will forever be referred to as
the one for us. Oh my goodness, dude! Because it's rocking. It still hasn't stopped. It's still 10? Going. No, it's not to 10. It is almost to 8. It is like 7.8 as of recording this. 7.8 thousand.
Is it too greedy of me to want it to hit 10?
No, I want it to hit 10. I want it to go over 10. It has showed no signs of...
It's going to plateau at 12.
It has showed no signs of slowing. I'll put it that way. Every week since that one came out, it has done almost 1,000 views. Yeah, YouTube though is like we said, is now our favorite. It has brought us a new mascot who is now taking over everything. Riddick Rat.
He's so cute.
F the world. He is.
Right.
He is
fuck the world. He is the one. Riddick Rat is our new mascot.
It's like Bo was saying, it's the place where we get the most. I don't know if it's actually the most interaction, but is the one that we get the easiest metrics
to see who's
so I can
interacting?
actually tell who is interacting. Obviously, we've already mentioned the Riddick Rat, so you might be wondering where does that come from? Well, that comes from YouTube, like we were saying. If you want to find us here at YouTube, it's youtube.com/@KFC
Hence the Riddick Rat.
Yeah. We had to take this one. Again, if you don't know the lore, then you're missing out. I'm not going to go all the way into it.
You haven't been listening since like day one.
Yeah, but there are reasons for all of this. We didn't start with this lore. We just kind of wrote it out and found it.
Right.
And now we are going to stick to it. So from YouTube, we'll go on to the website. Like we always say, this is the hub. This is where you can find the things we just mentioned. It's where you can find more of things, us, our social media, the podcast social media. You can find everything. If you want to get in touch with us and you don't know how,
go here.
It's where you'll find something that you can use to get a hold of us.
Right.
It's going to be shows.acast.com/Kentucky-Fried-Critics. That's right. This is where he gets his dance from.
I got a little Huey Lewis in the News going right now, buddy.
Man, I appreciate that, and I appreciate the reference you're going for, but I will bring that up because that is part of what I wanted to talk about today as a gross injustice.
Okay.
We're not quite there
We'll get to that, okay.
We keep doing the segues, so we definitely just need to go ahead and hit the last one for everybody and get started and talk about this.
We've dropped enough clues. I feel like they've guessed.
Well, like I said, there's no way they didn't know the franchise. They just might not know which one. Yeah. That's what they're still waiting to find out. But our last social to give you is the OG, the one where you can give us comments and let us know. It's a suggestion box. It's our email, KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com.
Yep, nice and easy.
On that note, we are finished. So first things first, Bo, hit him with the beer.
Beer. We've got some more. We got some more local boys. Kentucky Brewery, Against the Grains, Haze Capacitor, Hazy India Pale Ale.
Now this is one of those ones. The name you might not be able to. If it was the name by itself, right? Like if we only told you the name, maybe you automatically will think Back to the Future. Maybe you won't.
But the picture of the flux capacitor on the can was kind of a dead giveaway.
Once we post the picture and you see capacitor and the blueprint of the flux capacitor.
And the can says Great Scott on it.
Yeah, it becomes...
Here. I just saw that.
Well, so now that won't be in the picture.
Yeah, but it's on the back, but I just saw it. That's
But
funny.
again, it's one of those things where if you are someone who does know this beer, you definitely knew because you know all the references the can has. When you see the picture, it's pretty hard to not know. So yeah, obviously, guys, we'll say one or two things real quick about this. But obviously, the franchise is Back to the Future. We'll hit you with exactly which one and why we chose that one in just a second, though. The beer, I like it.
I do too.
It's got that classic hazy. Again, I'm not a beer person, so I don't know the words to describe it. But it is definitely like it looks a little cloudy, and the taste is also a little cloudy, but in a good, like, I don't want to say that in like, it's like murky, like it's cloudy and like I don't know how to, a je ne sais quoi, that certain something, like, I don't know, I don't know the words for this, so I don't know how to describe it the right way.
Do you ever think we should like actually do some
learning,
like sit down and like learn about beer before we do this shit?
I don't think so, because I'm here to be a pop culture expert, not to be the beer expert. The beer is the part that's we're all learning together.
Yeah, there we go. I judge by whether I drink all of it or not.
If I like it, I likes it.
There's only been one where we didn't drink it.
Yeah. It's not a secret.
It's not a secret. It's
you can go back and find it.
Yeah,
listen to us.
It's a Halloween episode. It's one of those.
Those are fun.
Go back and listen to all of them and figure out which episode I'm talking about.
On that note, let's go ahead and hit them. We've kept them in suspense long enough.
Guess.
So we're doing Back to the Future 2, the second one.
The second one. Why are we doing the second one?
We're doing the second one for a few reasons. The first one being, when you get to the end, you'll hear we brought our mini companion back. He's going to be saying a few words about the movie.
Jack Boy.
This is his favorite Back to the Future. We told him we wanted to do Back to the Future because we had found the drink.
Yeah, automatically was like 2.
And so we asked him his opinion. He said 2. Now, we didn't have to listen. We could have done anything. He loves all of them. It wouldn't have hurt his feelings. But when he said 2, we both were like, well, I guess 2 kind of makes sense, right? Because 2 lets you talk about the first one because they literally overlap it.
Yeah.
It drops an obscene amount of hints to
for
the
third
third
one that's coming,
which was
like
filmed
from the beginning.
Oh yeah,
almost.
and it's filmed consecutively with this one. So like, I mean, like
they finished filming 2, immediately started.
Hell,
3.
there might
they
even
were
been
building.
some scenes.
They were building sets
Yeah,
for
for
3
sure.
while they were shooting for 2 over here.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it at all. So it seems very appropriate for being something where I would love to tell you guys we're going to get to all of them, and we've definitely said that with some other franchises that we've touched on.
We've got all the time in the world, buddy.
And we do, but just in case we don't circle back,
we're going to hit it a little.
2 is the best one because it lets us hit
all of
a little bit of all of it at one time. So that way, if we don't make it back here, we've done a good job of talking about this, I think.
That's a good. It's a fantastic reason for doing the second one.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Plus the other added bonus of just getting to talk about fake futures, right? Fake futures that are now past.
Yeah, like by like 10 years almost at this point.
That's also really fun, and I couldn't pass up the chance to be able to talk about that.
Where's my flying car, Shane?
Well, that's it.
Where's my hoverboard?
Upon going back to watch this, if I want to, we'll talk about it. But those aren't even like now as an adult and we watch it. Like those weren't even my favorite ones of the future texts that are
self-drying clothes.
Dude, self-drying clothes. There's a whole. We'll get there in just a minute. I mean, there's so many, and I'm just like, man, so much of this stuff should exist, and not for the not the fantastical ones.
Right,
the ones
like
that just seem
stupid shit.
I love those. Where are those things?
Dust-resistant paper.
There's a lot.
It's super practical. Yeah. Where's my dust-resistant paper?
All right, give me 1 second. Let me pull my notes up. I tried to make sure I did a better job with IMDb, but I was smart enough to leave it open this time and not be like, I'm so cocky I won't need it.
Yeah.
And then have to be
stop and be like, oh, god damn it.
Yeah. I tried to be smarter this time. All right. Before we really get into the movie, though, you guys know us. We want to try to talk about at least the big part to the cast. We might randomly mention some people as they show up. We're gonna try to mention as many people as we can now. Maybe just mention them again when they show up. So obviously to start with, though, we want to talk about, and again, I know Bo hates this, especially for this one. We're not usually director people.
Yeah.
We're not writer people usually. This is a big writing team, directing team.
Yeah.
There's Robert Zemeckis. This is Forrest Gump. Romancing the Stone.
How did you do that one? I like that movie.
Yeah, him and Bob Gale were both writers on that one. I do believe
nice.
They're a writing duo. They did a lot of writing together for things. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So again, this is.
See, I don't pay attention to who does movies. I just like movies.
So again, this is the kind of thing that is very important. But the reason that you don't like it is because this is Spielberg produced.
Oh, I for years thought he made this movie.
Yeah,
like directed it.
He produced it. Well, and again, but he's the kind of producer that he definitely did more than just slap his name
and shit.
Yeah, like he wasn't that kind of producer. He's not the guy who just says I get to put my name on it. He knew Zemeckis and Gale, like they are like in the school. Yeah, like they're his
Spielberg.
Protégés. Yeah. It's much like when we're talking about Frank Oz and Jim Henson, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they are proteges / compatriots at a certain point, right? Like they actually just joined at his level at a certain point.
Apprentice.
Yeah. And so, like, I know you don't like it, but like I've pointed out to you before, without him, we also don't have things like this one, right? Like, it's the catch-22 of it all.
Yeah.
You cannot like it,
I cannot like him, but I need him.
Right, because we can all admit
like water. I don't
that
like water,
the movies I mentioned that they did were great. This one's great. I mean, where would we be without?
Right,
this?
it seemed like sometime after E.T. he just kind of quit trying and was just writing his name on everything. Like, oh look, my name's on it, so it's going to be good, right?
A lot of times,
I know. Doesn't help my argument that he was right. But it makes me even angrier that he was right.
All right, we can move past.
And I hate the man for being good. Is that okay?
We'll move past them, so that way we're moving past the connection to Spielberg.
All right,
that will calm you down.
He's not as bad as Kubrick.
Well, yeah, because you actually have a problem with him as a director. We got to cut this off, though. Yeah, your problem with him is more of his actual direction.
Yeah.
With Spielberg, your problem is more just like the kind of stuff he did after he really stopped directing.
And was just like, hey, I'm just going to write my name.
So those are two very different things. Yeah. And you definitely aired your grievances about Kubrick already.
Yep, go listen to that episode. I think I went on for like 15 minutes, didn't I?
So we will move on to our actors now, so you can calm down. Because these are great people.
Good people. Love all
I
these people.
love the cast to this. Again, because if you like Back to the Future, you know them, and you know them very well, because they are in all of them.
Yeah.
They are here well, not all of them, unfortunately. We'll mention that as we're going. So, obviously, we have Michael J. Fox, Marty McFly. I don't even need to stop. I mean, we can say 1,000. Like, we do this a lot.
Yeah.
So we're really bad about like hitting the really famous people and then being like, we don't need to mention. And we don't. We only tend to talk about the smaller people and like some of the other things they've been in.
I mean, like, you feel like there's more of a need to put them over.
And I agree with that. That being said, I love Michael J. Fox.
Other favorite movie of his besides Back to the Future?
Frighteners.
You took mine. I was going to say that. I was literally sitting here being like, don't say Frighteners. Don't do it.
It's a good one.
It is. I love that movie.
Got Arlie Ermy in it, too.
It does. I love it. Yes. So fucking good.
And
Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
One of the few directors that I actually like and have no problems with.
All right. But so again, Michael J. Fox is great. And I love Michael J. Fox. I love his TV shows. I love his movies. Spin City. I love Michael J. Fox. So I wanted to take a second.
Shout him out.
That was good. We don't really need to say anything else. I had to take a second.
The legend of Michael J. Fox.
Next is Christopher Lloyd. He's another one. I don't think we really need to mention anything. He's mentioned. Everything. I mean, he's been everywhere. Christopher Lloyd. I don't really need to take it. Dennis the Menace.
Yeah.
Again, he's in things that people take for granted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's been a Klingon before.
Camp Nowhere.
Yes.
One of my favorite ones.
Taxi. I love
the show Taxi. I forgot he was in Taxi. That's right.
I love
the
Christopher
mechanic
Lloyd.
guy.
I love him. No, the mechanic is Man on the Moon guy.
Oh.
Latka. Why am I not thinking of we'll fix that. He's the poor driver.
He wrestled Jerry Lawler. Why am I blanking on his
Andy Kaufman?
Andy Kaufman. There it is. Jesus Christ, I'm mad at myself.
Christopher Lloyd is just he's just one of the drivers. He's like the poor one.
Yeah.
The rest of them are all like making a living, and he's just like a hobo who drives a cab or something, which I think is probably more accurate for 1970s New York City cab drivers.
Cab driver, they're literally just living off the tips.
Not that I was alive back then, so I don't want to offend anybody who was a 1970s New York City cab driver, but I mean, it strikes me as the kind of job that maybe you could have been homeless, living in your car.
I was gonna say, if they let you sleep in the car, it's probably not a bad gig.
Let's get back on track.
Because the city pays for the gas and shit, right?
So then we got Leia Thompson,
nice,
playing Marty's mom
again,
like always.
Lorraine,
great. I love Leia Thompson.
Me too.
This is also the era of Howard the Duck.
Yes.
Which is one that I'd love to do at some point. We will try to find our best to get there because it's a great one. She also had her own run at like sitcom television in the 90s, Caroline in the City.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So again, she's just as storied. She's
been in other movies we've talked about too. Space Camp.
Yeah. So again, you're gonna love Leia Thompson.
Yep, she's one of my favorites.
Then we have Tom Wilson. This is a name. He is an actor who I don't blame you if you. He has been in other things. He is 100% guy. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Right? Because generally speaking, if you see him, you're only gonna say Biff.
Look, Biff's in this movie
because that's what we all know him.
Right.
I mean, he didn't do anything obscenely notable. Yeah. After the 3 Back to the Future,
you just kind of was like, that guy's Biff. You never even learned his actual name.
Now that being said, though, I feel like we don't give enough credit to him because this is a guy who literally, by the time you're seeing him in 3, right, like you forget that you're looking at the same actor.
Right.
does so well at holding his jaw
and shit. And the makeup department does such a good job.
Yeah. I feel like not enough people give credit for how good of a job Tom Wilson does at like
literally playing like 8 different people almost.
Well, and doing it pretty well. Like doing the family connection right, just well enough, but being different enough.
Right, it's like you can tell it's still Biff, but it's
different.
This version of Biff.
Like I just feel like he deserves a lot more credit. Now, like you were saying though, the aging,
right, the makeup
department for all 3 of them deserve. I don't know what kind of awards they may have gotten.
They did. I'm like, they probably
but they definitely deserve even more.
Right.
Because now that we've got the time frame to fact check these things.
Factor it in.
They were so good.
They were so close.
Their Tom Wilson looks great. Now, obviously, their original Leia Thompson was probably a little heavy on the aging.
Yeah.
Extra wrinkles and stuff.
She don't look like that. She still looks good.
She looks pretty good. Now, that being said, though, like, as far as, like, overall, like, face shapes and stuff, like, they did so well at, like, guesstimating these aging
like this is pretty much how you're going to look when you're 60, right?
Yeah, I gotta give it to him. Especially the Tom Wilson, since we're here. Because, like, if you're a Freaks and Geeks fan, you know, the short-lived show from, like, 99 or 2000, he was the gym teacher in that show. And, I mean, literally looking like he did at the end of, like, I mean, he might have even wore the tracksuit,
right?
Because he's a gym teacher.
He's evil Biff.
Well, no, he looked more like just finished washing Marty's car Biff. You know, like the green tracksuit.
The green tracksuit.
Yeah, like he looked like that more so than he did Donald Trump Biff.
Donald Trump Biff.
I mean, that's what I call
Trump
him.
Biff.
I mean,
Biff Trump.
He's definitely supposed to be that kind of guy.
Oh, dude, with the casino and shit.
This being 1989, I don't know if that's actually who they modeled him on, because that might have been pre like him being overly that Trump yet.
No, I think that's about the time it started.
Yeah, but started like this is like a well established.
Yeah, that's true.
So if it was based on him, it was another one of those. They did a really good job at projecting where things were going to go.
Hey, for a movie that's
there's a
talking
lot
about the future, they get a lot of it right.
Part of why I wanted to do this movie. They do a lot right, and they even the things that are wrong, the parts of them that are right, I feel like are the more important parts of what they made the guesses about. We'll talk about it. We got plenty of time to talk about it. Let's see. The only other name that I'll mention right now, because we've already alluded to the fact that we need to talk about this, is well, I guess we got 2, and they both tie together actually. We got Jeffrey Weissman. I understand already you won't know this name.
Nope.
Jeffrey Weissman is the person who replaced Crispin Glover. As in George McFly, despite the fact that most people, unless you're just a guy who likes movie trivia like I am, you might not know this. That's not Crispin Glover. That's not the original George.
Did not know.
Because it looks like him.
It does.
And the reason it looks like him is because they literally took the prosthetics that were made to age him up for the first movie, the same things they used for everybody else in this movie, to reapply them on the original actor, and they just slapped it on that guy's face. So they essentially
stole the man's face.
Like, you know, like we live in a world now where actors are afraid that AI are going to steal parts from them. And Crispin Glover was living in a world where Hollywood was already doing that to him without AI.
With rubber prosthetics.
Right? They literally said, oh, we just don't want you to play your part. But we have the means to let someone else do it.
Fuck you, man. I don't blame him for quitting.
Yeah, he left Hollywood for a long time over that one.
10 years.
Maybe more than that. Like Charlie's Angels, I want to say was one of the first ones. He's probably did other things.
Yeah.
I mean, like the first big thing he did, because it was a big thing when he did it. I remember being shocked seeing him as the Thin Man. I was like, shut the
hey man, that was a pretty good fight scene in that movie.
Yeah. But so it is one of those things. It did scare him away from wanting to be in Hollywood.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd have middle fingered in the air and walked out the door too.
And so it does also segue to us another actress, Elizabeth Shue. She plays Jennifer in this. She is not our original Jennifer.
This one I feel a little bad that I didn't notice.
Claudia Wells. That was our original Jennifer. Yeah, and so they replaced her. You can feel bad, I guess. Think about the first one. How little is she in the first one? Like he talks to her for 2 seconds in the beginning, 2 seconds at the end, and that's it. The only reason it's super notable and kind of a big deal is because the Back to the Futures all tie straight into each other. They end and begin with the same scenes, right?
Yeah.
Well, for this one, they had to refilm all of those because it was Jennifer there, so they had to refilm with Elizabeth Shue. Everybody, instead of just being able to be like, let's find a good splice point.
Yep. Nope. We're just gonna refit the whole where he opens up the garage and finds the trucks.
All of it had to be new.
Didn't notice. Went right over my head.
I'm okay with it because I love Elizabeth Shue, and I know that's horrible. But that Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah, until you told me today when I got here, I was like, no, she's in the first one too, isn't she?
Yeah, the character is.
The character is, yeah.
But yeah, not Elizabeth Shue. This also brings me to a great point. It just goes to show the crazy history this movie franchise has with doing this, because it's also one of those things that's a well-known movie trivia. So for people that don't know, though, Michael J. Fox wasn't even originally Marty, to the extent that they had filmed a decent chunk of the movie.
Him
a large
more
chunk.
Than like half, I think.
With Eric Stoltz originally, which I'm kind of glad they did. The whole reason behind it, this is a well documented. This one's not necessarily a secret, but it's not one of those things that everybody talks about. Eric Stoltz was he was a dramatic actor at the time. He had done like The Mask and things like that, and they didn't want that. Could you imagine this movie with
a serious
Marty,
no.
not a funny, happy-go-lucky guy
who yells a lot?
Yeah, I couldn't have not only would the first one have been wrong, I definitely don't think they ever would have gotten the sequels.
No, it wouldn't.
They would have gone with it.
It would have been
a movie we don't talk about.
No, fuck. If anything, if it was, we'd just be talking about Christopher Lloyd, because he would have carried the whole fucking movie.
Yep. So thank God we live in this timeline.
Those poor bastards who live in the alternate universe.
Now we've got a few names that I'll mention that are in the movie just real quick. We won't spend any time. We'll say more about them when we see them if we want to. We got early roles for Billy Zane, and this is technically just because he was in the first one for a very small role too, but that character got to come back, so he got to come back. I love this franchise for that. Way to go with continuity.
That was one they could have replaced, and it wouldn't have noticed.
Nobody would have cared. Wouldn't have even thought twice about it.
Because it's not like he was Billy Zane at that point.
Yeah. Well, and it's not like you barely even see him on. You know what I mean? Like, it's a really like blink and you'll miss it type of thing.
Hey, that was Billy Zane.
But so beyond the Billy Zane role, we also have Elijah Wood for a blink and you'll miss it moment.
Super tiny baby fucking Elijah Wood.
Gotta love it.
Wearing a strainer, literally a strainer as a hat. That cracked me up. Does it have
a propeller on it, maybe?
I don't know. They just took a bunch of shit, kit bashed in my hat.
I love it. It's so funny. And then the last one I want to point out is Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers as Needles. Such a random one, that one. Like, when you're just watching along, I remember being a kid and when I finally understood who Red Hot Chili Peppers were, because I'd seen this movie before.
Yeah,
at a young enough age, I didn't really know who they were. But so when I finally knew who they were and realized that's who it was, I was just like, well, this is the most random fucking thing I think I've ever seen. Why the hell
is he here?
You gotta love it though. I love Flea.
Yeah, now
it's a fun.
Now it's
surprise.
that's awesome. Fuck yeah.
Okay.
And a perfect name for him, Needles.
Needles is so good. And he is a very important character to events that don't even happen in the movie. It's so it's so funny. But they do set him up to be a guy who is important, but just we never actually get to expence the reason
he's in all three movies.
I don't know if he's in the first one. I'd have to double check that. Yeah, too. Needles, because but they meant he's here for the future, and in 3 we see, because they have the thing, the moment they reference, and we'll wait until they reference.
Wait until we get to it.
Yeah, it is great that he's here. This is when he was randomly doing movies and stuff like that, but again, it's so. just completely like pop in, pop out, no reference.
Isn't this like
There's no Red Hot Chili Peppers reference.
Like the third movie he's been in that we've talked about?
Probably.
Because he was in Point Break, too.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. Flea is that kind of guy.
Yeah, he just pops up in movies randomly.
Flea, though, is a perfect segue into the music. So I can say this.
So you can rant.
Speak my piece about this, then we can start the movie because you know me, I want to talk about how what music starts us off. But so the reason I got upset earlier with your Huey Lewis dance is not because I dislike Huey Lewis. I love Huey Lewis. My problem is because this movie does not love Huey Lewis.
It's not in it at all.
Yeah, like you think Huey Lewis in the News, and you think Power of Love, which again,
Back to the Future.
The first one. You think, what is it, Out of Time or whatever,
Yeah.
Back in Time, whatever
Gonna
it is.
go back in time.
Yeah. You think Huey Lewis in the News. He's literally in the first one. He's the judge to the guitar contest. When he's in the Battle of the Bands, yeah. And so
you're just too loud. I'm sorry.
Yes, you just think Huey Lewis, but he is no part of this one. He's not in this one. None of his songs are in this one. It's the actual theme music is all that we get in this. We don't get the rock songs. It's all new songs, and it's a great soundtrack. I'm not even trying to downplay the soundtrack. There's some great hits.
Yeah, the soundtrack is awesome. Just no Huey Lewis.
But there's just no Huey Lewis in the News, and I love Huey Lewis in the News.
Do we know why?
No, I don't. I didn't want to get upset. I didn't want to look. I didn't want to look into it and find that out and have that be something I hold against.
Find another reason to hate Spielberg. Huey Lewis ruined the first movie.
So I just said I'm not even gonna look. That's how that went. So I have no idea. I just know he's not.
I'm gonna blame Spielberg just because I want to.
You do that. I'll just leave it as I'm going to leave it ambiguous because I don't want to hate anybody connected to I love these movies too much to hate anybody connected to them.
I can love the movie and still hate the people that made him. I can compartmentalize like that.
Now that we've gone there, and like I said, it is great soundtrack. The music is great. We can definitely get into the movie. The movie starts with, like I've already mentioned, it's that theme. Yeah, we all know this. Well, and it's the double though. It's the twinkles, too, right? You know what I'm talking about? I love that sound effect is just like it's not even just the song, right? Like you could hear that twinkle sound, and you're still instantly like Back to the Future. Am I going back in time?
Right.
And I love the combination. So yeah,
that's such an iconic noise. If we actually ever invent time travel, it will make that noise just to make people feel better.
It has to. I'll make my machine make that noise regardless. That and the TARDIS sound.
Right.
Those are the two things that my machine will make.
It'll make. So it's like, I'm at peace going back in time.
Yeah, so the movie opens with both though. Like we hear the twinkles give way to the lightest version of the
and it just slowly ramps up. And we flying through the clouds and shit. A lot of stock footage of clouds.
Zoom in to Marty's. Oh, right, it's black screen.
Yeah,
right?
black screen,
it tells us
and then it just
the day
October,
after. It's
something.
October. It's October 26, 1985. It's the day after the events of the first one, October 25th, 1985.
There we go. It just starts where the first movie ended. Like the garage door opens.
Yeah, like we already mentioned, if this had been a perfect world and they didn't recast Jennifer, they would have
saved him some money.
They would have not even started filming until after this scene was over.
Because they could have just reused.
It would have been the in the car moment of them taking off. That would have been the only thing that was new, right? Like the whole beginning could have been stock footage from the first one.
Because the whole bit of Doc showing up and like,
we're
going, every bit of need roads. Boom, that's the end of the first fucking movie. So we literally could have just started filming with them flying in the air in the future.
We see the zoom in on Mr. Fusion. Like, all of that's in the first one. Yep.
Fucking Miller Genuine Draft.
I actually, we think I need to check. That might have been different too. What beer was put into Mr. Fusion? I need to check. As soon as you said that, I felt like a twinge went off in my brain. That was like, Shane, your fucking trivia thing's going off. Like,
wait, something might not be right.
Yeah, I feel like I've read somewhere before that maybe they had switched the beer.
Well, they're all on Netflix. I'm gonna go back and watch the first one and the third one now, since I've watched the second one like 3 times this week.
like I've already mentioned, this is all just a reshoot. But so the one part of everything that happens during this scene that I really love, though, is the subtleness of Doc's glasses and the fact that if you're really paying attention, you already know that they're computers. Because we get to see more of that later, right? Like the kids, the kids are addicted to them.
Yeah, they just keep
one of those things
them.
that they called about modern technology.
Modern technology. It's a fucking Oculus.
No, it's not even. It's literally a phone. It's a cell phone. It's a mini computer, dude.
Because she's like, oh yeah, Dad, it's for you.
The only thing they got wrong was how you use it. They thought we'd be wearing them instead of holding them.
Yeah,
because Doc is more the one that gives us the clues to that, because he uses it as a computer, whereas the kids are using it for media only
and a rear view mirror.
Well, he
apparently
uses it for everything.
He's got like a camera set up.
What's funny is you say that, but
it might be radar even.
Well, what's funny is you say that, but you could you can buy things for your phone to attach to your car to use as a backup camera.
The exact same thing.
Like I said, they nailed the feature.
They nailed it. They just not
didn't nail
them.
how we were going to use it. That being said, Google tried to make this happen. Google made glasses. They tried.
Oh yeah,
they just didn't take. People just didn't want to do it. So it almost happened. No. We were almost living in this 2015.
20 more years. There'll be a shift.
Yeah, the glasses, you already see a little bit of it in this movie. That's why I mainly wanted to point it out. Like at this point in the movie, like you see, like she's touching them to be like, and they're all like waving in front of him.
He like waves his hand in him because you can clearly tell you. Can you even see through those?
What is this?
Like from a prop standpoint, it's just a piece of silver plastic they've put on his face. So he's like, he can't see anything in front of him. It had to have been hard to film. Fucking Christopher Lloyd running into shit.
Just as hard as it probably was for LeVar Burton to be Geordi.
Yeah. Well, at least his had kind of like a grill pattern, though. He could kind of see through it.
This is also my favorite version of the DeLorean.
With the wheels that out and it turns into a hover car.
It's that. It's the Mr. Fusion on the back. It
simplifies things a lot.
It looks a lot more sci-fi-ish, right? Like in the first one, it really does look just like a DeLorean. You can't. It's got the jet weird things on the back
that actually don't ever do anything. It's not like fire comes out of them.
But it's got those on the back. But outside of that, it really does just look like a DeLorean. This one looks futurish
and
high-tech sci-fi.
The jet things actually do something.
Yeah, and so I love this one. And like some people are gonna be like, "But that's the same one in 3." And it's like, no, but 3 adds the steampunk element to it.
Yeah, because they have to 18th century strap things on. It's got tubes.
Yeah,
there's tubes on.
Again, this is my favorite version of the DeLorean. Just because I do love that. Let's go sci-fi.
Super
with it.
sci-fi. Yeah, this is my favorite one.
Gadgety. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a real piece of time travel technology, right? As they get in, though, like we already mentioned, the Doc is like, it's not even you that's in trouble, it's your kids.
Something's got to be done about your kids.
Which is why he said Jennifer had to come with him.
Yeah.
I only point this out because as soon as they actually take off and they're traveling
they're
going to where they don't need roads.
Right. She starts asking way too many questions.
And he knocks her out. And as soon as he knocks, which is already fucked up.
Yeah.
Marty's rohypnoled her in the middle.
Yeah, with the little wand thing.
And it's just like, okay, so the Doc's dropping date rape drugs on Jennifer and Marty's just okay with it.
Date rape technology in the future is just peak. You just wave a little wand and they go right out. But do not condone. I want that made clear.
As soon as he knocks her out, though, is when he makes the revelation, like, "Oh yeah, I don't actually.
She's
care
not
about
important.
Her. Yeah.
I don't need her for my plan." And Marty's just like, "Then why'd you bring her?"
Right, and I agree.
I'm with him. I'm like, "What the fuck?"
There was no need. He's in a time machine. If he landed and saw her,
he could have landed, knocked her out, and then they could have left.
Well, yeah, because they do leave her everywhere anyway.
Just at least her everywhere anyway.
In the right time. Lorraine would have found her.
Yeah, but like, oh, why is Jennifer unconscious in the yard? George, bring some water.
But even beyond that, dude, they're in a time machine. You just land, see that she's there, but see that she just showed up, and are like, okay, 5 more minutes before.
And tell yourself, fucking Bill and Ted style.
Leave a note.
Yeah, Ted, don't forget to wind your watch.
But so it's so silly. I feel like originally they must have because this one has 4 years between the first one and the second one. I feel like originally they had a pitch for a second movie that involved her.
This is the kind of stuff where like I want to interview the writers and stuff.
But I feel like it just makes sense that's why
like
they would film. That's why they would film
different
that
story
ending.
Involving Jennifer in the second.
It makes sense to why that's why they filmed that at the end of one. But then when they get to 2, 4 years later, obviously like they've pitched an idea and maybe they had
rewrites,
to like things happened and the story changed a little bit. But then since they already had this gimmick idea of ending and starting,
now they were get rid of her somehow.
Pigeonholed with having her, and they were just like real quick, real dirty, easy. Doc is just like, we don't need her.
Might as well just punched her in the face.
It is that bad, right? It's just like, okay, she's done. We don't even got to think about her again.
Or you're gonna leave her on a pile of trash too once we get to the future.
Let's see. I love that now that we have the flying DeLorean, when it time travels in the air,
we don't have to back up. We can just zoop and go.
Well, it's not just that. I love that it leaves the flaming tire prints in the air.
How else would you know it went into the future if there's no flaming tires? Everyone knows this.
I guess.
Have you not? See, if you really pay attention, Doctor Who, every time the TARDIS goes, there's little flaming tire tracks after the TARDIS every time. Swear to God.
For the non-existent times. It's on like roller chain wheels.
Right.
Nice. It's just one of those nice touches though. It is it's fun to see. Like you're like, "Oh, so they had to keep that." Because again, when you really stop to think about it though, you are just like, "How does that work?" There's nothing for the tires aren't spinning right now. The tires aren't even like they're not that.
If anything, it should just be like a blue streak of light, right?
Well, think about like the tires aren't even like vertical anymore.
They're like horizontal, and they've turned into hover platform things.
Were they hovering so fast that it left flames behind
the oxygen in the air?
All right, we're done. We don't need to do
that. Deep dive into the science of it.
But so they travel to the future, Hill Valley in the future. Jennifer's now unconscious. They land. Doc is like, okay, first thing before we do anything, I gotta let you know, Marty, this isn't my face.
Right? Like I had some rejuvenation. She starts peeling the mask off. Like I read somewhere they had like a reason for doing it. Like they filmed like the scene of him in like the 50s and shit first, and then went and did the scene just so they could pull that shit off just for this bit of him being able to pull the mask off.
I don't know. It's so random though, right? Like
it looks like it fucking hurts too, because it's pulling his skin when he's ripping this thing off.
I wouldn't even say that the latex thing they had on top looked that different. It was not different enough. Even looking at an HD version of the movie today, to be like, did we need that?
His skin was slightly lighter shaded before he ripped it off.
As soon as he steps out, though, we also get to see the other piece of technology. Like, this is when we really see it's a computer on his face, right? Because he does the weather forecasting.
Yeah,
rain should stop in
5 seconds.
2, 1. Perfect. Again, talking about the mundane, dumb technology.
2015.
Where is this? I want this level of weather forecasting.
Accuracy on the weather.
Call me a boring old man, but that's
what I want,
good.
Right? Like, fuck everything else. Like, tell me exactly what second the rain is going to stop so I can plan my fucking day around it.
And then, as you said, the rejuvenation clinic. I don't even care what in-universe reason they for the movie.
They like added 40 years to his life or some shit.
I just want to know where that is. Like, I don't care why the writers wanted it to be here, unless they had unless everything else, like they had reasons for making these assumptions. What was the reason? Where's the technology? Who do I need to talk to about why it stopped? For real. Because I want to add 40 more years to my life.
Hell yeah.
I don't even care about looking younger. Can I add extra years if I don't care about looking younger too?
Is it cheaper that way? I'll look 300 years old. I don't give a shit, as long as I can still be there.
Right? Like, that's all I'm looking for.
Longevity.
I'm not overly greedy.
Right. Don't need the Dorian Gray thing.
Yeah, I'm good.
I have to keep my painting in pristine condition.
I am not vain enough to care about that. I am just vain enough to know that I don't want to not exist. That's all I'm saying.
Can I max it out? Like, I kind of like 45 top that? Like, is that like the max age limit I'll reach? I'm good with that.
again, those on this scene and speaking to dumb technology that nobody should care about or want is the boombox style luggage that fucking Doc drops down for all these things that come out of. You know, like it spins open from the side.
And shit. It
you
even,
can
like,
see it.
He pushes a button and it turns clear from opaque.
Yes.
It's like the shit materializes inside of it
Again,
if you need stuff.
I want the dumb stuff. Like everybody else, like they wanted the shoes, the no laces shoes,
the no
and they
lace
made
shoes.
these. This was a real thing. You could buy these for a long time.
For like $2,500.
Oh no, that was aftermarket. If you'd have got them when they first came out, it was still like $400, which is still insane.
Still
but yeah,
nuts.
nowadays if you want to buy one, they're like $2,500 to like $10,000 or something. It's insane.
Do they actually work?
Yes, they're self-lacing. Yeah, they
if
are.
I was rich, I
100%.
might do it.
They literally do everything.
That would be nerd status.
They
there.
do everything as advertised. That's
what about
for sure.
the self-adjusting jacket? Did they do that one?
No. And I want this jacket not even for the self-adjusting.
No, just give me one that looks like it. It's
Exactly.
dope
I
as
think
fuck.
it's a cool aesthetic. I
Yeah.
like that aesthetic. Again, I want the jacket just for like a jacket, right? Like,
yeah.
And what do we get though instead in the world? People who make the hat.
Yeah, the hat. You can get the
I
hat.
hate that hat.
That hat is stupid.
I think it's cool if you want to hang it somewhere, right? But
Yeah,
I
like
would
to
never
like,
wear that.
oh look,
like
it's
as
the Back to the Future
yes.
hat.
I would never
No.
wear that.
That is definitely a wall
I would
hanger
wear
hat.
that fucking jacket.
Dude, everywhere. Especially if it's self-dried.
I don't even need that, but that would be nice.
I would just play with that. I'd dive into puddles and shit and get out, push my little button and get blow dry. Dude, it'd be dope.
We learn from Doc that Marty Jr. is a dork
And is gonna go to fucking jail.
and get himself arrested. And we don't hear this from Doc. We'll go ahead and say this. We find out the reason he gets suckered in is the same reason that Marty would get suckered in.
Yeah, because he gets
Someone calls him a fucking chicken.
Yeah, they call him a chicken or a wimp or whatever, and he just like, okay, I have to do it.
I guess I got to. Of all the things to learn from your daddy, that's the worst trait.
Right, but
especially when
Marty's,
you don't.
But Marty's not even like a badass about it.
Well,
like, I'll show you. He just kind of like, oh well, I guess that's true. I guess I'll do whatever you need me to do, so you don't think I'm a chicken.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like, Marty Jr. is the worst of it.
Yeah.
It's because like Marty at least would have had an attitude and
Yeah.
fought back. Marty Jr. was just like, I'm not a chicken, I'll do it. Marty would have been like, I'm not a chicken, fuck you for thinking you can manipulate me like that, right?
Like, I'm gonna swing on you.
Yeah,
but
like I said,
Marty Jr. is just like
I said,
"Oh."
Marty Jr. got the worst of it all.
Yeah, he's a total little bitch.
Well, I don't understand any of Marty Jr. Right? Because
He's
again,
really dumb.
We see him
too.
from across the street. He can't even wear his jacket.
Yeah,
right?
one
It's
sleeve
you
is
push
longer
a
than the
button
other.
and it makes it right. He can't push
that's
the button.
too complicated.
I just have such issues with all of it.
And is he on drugs? Because he's just constantly just stumbling.
Let's wait for
around.
him. Let's wait for more of him. We'll wait and talk more about him when he actually walks in because we can see his face.
Yeah.
Right here, we literally only kind of saw him.
Yeah, because
flail the jacket. We still got to
Doc's
deal with
looking at him through the binoculars.
Yeah. Well, as I say, we still got to deal with Jennifer being.
Yeah, we have to
left
go
in
like
the
left
alley.
her
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the. We have to leave her literally in the trash in a minute.
And so that's what I was gonna say. We'll get to him when we actually see him more because I want to talk about that when we get the up close because that's one of those. Michael J. Fox is a great actor because he looks different.
Yeah,
when he plays Marty Jr., like his face
completely different.
Yeah. While Marty's getting changed and stuff, Doc just reaches back into the car and grabs Jennifer.
Yeah, starts dragging
passed out Jennifer.
Yeah, he's like,
and
help me with her. Grab her feet.
Marty doesn't even say anything. He
No,
doesn't
he just
second
grabs her
guess it.
fucking
He doesn't
feet.
think twice about it. He's just like, okay, all right, Doc.
We're gonna get her out of the car, and they put her on a big pile of trash.
And it's still they talk
literally like a brick of shredded paper for a pillow.
Regardless of even what it is, it's 100% trap. Marty can't pretend like he didn't know that he was leaving her essentially in a dumpster.
Yep.
Right? Futuristic dumpster.
Just gonna toss my girlfriend in a dumpster real quick.
And it took like 3 more minutes from putting her down before he finally was like, so Doc, what about that?
We're not just gonna leave her here, are we? And Doc's
And
just like,
Doc
she'll be
says,
fine.
Yeah, you're only gonna be gone for a couple of minutes. I gotta do something else. And you're like, if it's only a couple of minutes, can't you just wait?
Couldn't we have left her in the car? Would she be safer in the car? Why'd we put her in the trash?
Leave her in the car and lock the door.
Lock the fucking door.
But no, Doc said, fuck that noise.
Nope.
She can't come with me. Leave her there. What?
No, I whatever. She was asleep. You could have just left her sitting there.
This is the point where I said it's so fast, dirty, and ugly where you're like, obviously somebody just had to deal with a way to get rid of her, right?
Yep.
Like they were just like, fine.
She's unconscious, throw her in the trash.
Right, we don't got to think about her again. But so he sends he sends Marty off to go deal with young Marty's problems, right? He's like, look, you need to replace you because you guys look exactly alike. And Marty even says that when he sees the paper, right? He's like, this is detrimental to your son. He's gonna,
you need to go
it's gonna ruin his whole life if you don't do this. Cafe 80s. He says you need to go there. You need to make sure that whatever happens, you say no to Griff. You just say
whatever
no.
Griff says, no.
Okay, I can do that.
I can do that.
Not a problem.
It's fine. It'd go down to the Cafe 80s, which is dope. Where's this cafe? I would go to this place. Somebody should do this cafe with fucking like Ronald Reagan and shit as the waiters.
I want to slow down before we even get to the cafe because some of my favorite time travel.
Yeah, that's right.
Some of my favorite time travel moments are on
when
the
he's
walk
just walking
there.
through the street.
So two things happen right now. One, Doc mentions the fact that Griff has bionic implants. We don't know anything about what that means yet. I just want to point out that he says this because it's one of those. This movie does a thing where it tries to name drop every future reference that you might know from other things, right? So it's like the bionic gets dropped, but they do follow through with it in the most subtle way, and I love it. So I just wanted to name drop the fact that they bring it up. This is also the scene in the movie where I first realized that we don't know this Doc Brown. That this is a Doc Brown that as a viewer of the movies
just met.
Yeah, because like in the first movie, we see him for like 3 minutes and he gets killed by the Libyans.
Yep.
We do know Marty saves him and he doesn't die, but we don't even really talk to him there.
That's at the very end of the movie.
Literally you see him like for like a split second from a distance, right? Like he kind of gives Marty the it's okay kind of wave, right? Like you don't actually talk to him. This is like our first time meeting the 1985 Doc Brown. And the movie does it all so fast and in a beautiful way. Yeah. In a way that until I watched it this time, I had ever actually thought about the fact that this is a Doc Brown we don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That we fell in love with a different Doc Brown.
Yeah, the 1955 Doc Brown is the one
that's
from the first
one that
movie.
We have nostalgic memories about, right?
He's the one who slid down the cable and and the whole he's
in the lightning.
Yeah.
Like, they make little miniatures of that you can buy and stuff. Like that's cool. How memorable it is. Yeah, that's not this guy.
No, he didn't do that. Well, he did, but he didn't.
But this is a guy that we don't know.
Yeah.
Like this is
as an audience, we've only met this Doc Brown for like 10 minutes now, and we're just trusting everything that comes out of his mouth.
And so like and again, Marty is in this one. That's fine. But as a viewer, it's really weird that they put us in a spot where we're just supposed to be like, that's why Marty's okay with it. We don't know that relationship. I just happened to notice it. It was very strange. It's in my notes right here.
Yeah, no, I was just like,
think of that. Why is so strange?
It is.
I've never thought about this before.
No, legit. Like movie time-wise for us.
Yeah,
that we've only known this Doc for 10 minutes.
This is like the most Doctor Who time travel kind of thing that's in Back to the Future, right? Because Back to the Future has its very own set of like time rules and principles, and it's not really a Doctor Who type of thing. This one though. This is the one where it's very much like this is a Doctor Who would write a storyline about like the fact that we don't know a version that we're traveling with. But yeah, before we get to Cafe 80s, like I was saying, I can't
believe I almost skipped.
Yeah,
this.
I love because this is when we get to find out about the Cubs.
Yeah, the Cubs
winning the series,
winning the World Series.
Also, I'll point out the guy who talks to him about the Cubs winning the series is the same guy who tries to tell him about fixing the clock tower, which is the same guy who fixes Biff's car after he wrecks into the manure.
They just put him in different makeup each fucking time.
Well, no, I think it's the same guy.
Oh, just legitimately the same
different
guy?
Times, yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was a mechanic back then. He got older, and now in his, you get what I'm saying?
Now when he's like 60, he's just like
handing out flyers and getting you to sign things, talking about remembering when
that's Terry,
when the Cubbies won the series. Yeah,
didn't that actually happen?
The year after.
Oh, so fucking close.
Yeah, it was one of those things. And again, when it happened, everybody was like, they were right. And then like Bob Gale and Rob Zemeckis are like, no, we weren't. Like, no. It's cool.
It's cool
really
that
cool.
and it's so close.
So crazy.
No, no one ever
We just
actually
took
expected it
we
to
just
happen.
made fun and
Yeah,
said
we were
something.
poking fun at the fact that
They
the
don't
Cubs
win.
never
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
where's my Jaws 19?
Where's Jaws? Was it like 6 through 19?
Right? Like, where
it's
the
not
fuck?
even that they were not at 19. And I get it. It was a franchise they made a bunch of. I would warrant you they'd have been better making the joke about Friday the 13th, and they didn't know that yet because Friday the 13th is way closer to a 19.
19, yeah, that's very true.
Than Jaws. They just
directed by Max Spielberg.
They went all the way.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they really sold that joke. It was good. Like I said, I love all this. I love that holographic. I don't love the way it looked. It was so cheesy.
I'm totally with Marty here. The shark still looks fake.
By today's standards, it's just like,
that is a cartoon,
right? I can't believe he got so scared.
Right? I would have just been like, the hell?
Right? Like, I'm doing wrong. Like a giant cartoon and you don't know it's a hologram and you don't understand necessarily what that is.
1985.
I get being afraid of it.
Yeah.
But it looked like a cartoon.
It looked like
they
a
made this.
cartoon.
They made Michael J. Fox as Marty react like he was seeing a legitimate shark, right?
The shark
like,
in
it's
the
like,
original
and
Jaws
it's like, dude,
is
that's
more
not what he was
believable.
seeing, right? It's like maybe we shouldn't have gone that hard.
It
on
looks
the,
like
because he literally he folds
he
himself.
collapses into a ball. Like, no, don't hurt me.
Like, I love that you're that committed, Michael, but let's.
We could have just done the goofy scream. He's a great screamer. Right? Just
the last of the things that we see as they're going to the cafe that I want to bring up is just the weird futuristic Texaco thing, the advertisement that he sees.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. One, it's crazy. They are still using gasoline. So obviously this 2015 did not have the carbon neutral footprint era that we have had. Right? Because that would not be a thing.
No Tesla in this 2015.
But even beyond that, it was crazy for me as a kid because you remember this. Texacos were in a gas station in Kentucky at the time.
No, not
that this
until I
movie
was in
came
like
out.
high school.
Right? And so like for me, I was like, why is that the gas station they like as a kid?
Of the future.
Right? Like as a kid, I was like, why is this the one that stood through time?
Should be BP, right?
Right?
'Cause we had like 3 BPs back in the day.
And I get it, it's just a coast thing.
Yeah.
Like on that coast where the movie was made, it was a bigger gas station chain. For us though, it's one of those things where you see it and you're like, weird choice, but all right.
Right? Like we had
and they were right. We have one here now, which means the growth on that gas company was great. Doesn't change the fact that it was really weird at the time. Like when the movie came out and I was a kid, I was like, what's a Texaco? Right? Like the only time I had seen Texacos as a kid when I seen it here were in older movies. We're in like movies from like the 60s or something.
I assumed it was like a company that was
made up
from Texas. Texaco?
It was originally.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yay.
Texaco.
9-year-old me was right. Hell yeah.
Texaco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Texasco.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Now let's get to Cafe 80s. We pushed it off long enough. Those were some important things, though.
They were big funny bits
that we needed to make sure we talked about. Yeah.
I mean, everybody references them too, especially like the Jaws thing and shit,
and the maybe winning the series being true.
Yeah.
But so also we said we were ready to go, but we're not. On the way to Cafe 80s, he also saw the antique store.
Oh yeah,
which is our first reference
to the
Gray
almanac. Sports almanac.
Yeah.
Almanac.
It's our first look at the journey this movie is about to take.
Yep, it's our little foreshadowing.
Yeah. But now we can get to Cafe 80s.
No
more putting this off.
I love this fucking place.
Like you said, the walking in the door with our Reagan is amazing.
I want this. I want to go and I want to have a little Ayatollah and a little Reagan argue over what to sell me on the menu.
Now, I would venture to you that this movie, like we said, they nail so many things about the future, right?
Yeah.
They nailed this. Cafe 80s is just the Hard Rock Cafe.
I've never been. Have you been? I've never actually even like seen the inside. Is it like this?
Yeah, it's just a pop culture reference.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
It's full. That's what Hard Rock Cafe is like. You walk in, and they've got the Terminator's jacket from a fucking movie, and they've got this, and they've got
shit.
And so literally, that's what I mean, dude. Like Cafe 80s is a Hard Rock Cafe. You walk in, and it is just nothing but pop culture references from years bygone.
Nice. We need to go.
I've never been to one, but I know what they are. Dee's been to a few of them. Yeah, they are just. It's the same thing. I have been to like a Dick Clark's American Bandstand. It's the same kind of
pretty
thing.
Fucking cool.
They're the same kind of restaurant though. It's all just like
just pop culture shit.
It's
on the
all
walls
about
and
like
stuff.
referencing the past and this whole like nostalgia hype train.
Fuck yeah.
And so that's what I mean when I say like they nailed it. It's not just like it's not that they nailed that Hard Rock Cafe was like a almost identical. I mean that they nailed it just in the fact that we live in a culture today
that does
stuff like that. Yeah, like that we are obscenely hype. Like as millennials, we love nostalgia and looking back, and we like the fact that your first words were instantly like, "I would go to this place."
Right?
Proves what I'm saying. Like we as a generation just
love
this shit
like
up,
this, right?
and so like they nailed this.
Hard Rock Cafe should look into like the hologram shit. They should have like holographic fucking waiters.
Don't give these people ideas because it's gonna happen.
That would
like
be
it sounds
dope,
it sounds fun, but then again, like we already said, you get into this Crispin
Well, yeah,
Glover.
then you get into the bullshit where like
You get into the Crispin Glover problem. You get into them being mad on if you stole their...
Just a greeter, not a waiter. When you walk in the door, you get a holographic person that says, "Hi, welcome to the Hard Rock Cafe."
But did the person sign off on it? Like I said, you run into that Crispin Glover problem. Did they steal his prosthetics?
That's fair.
Did they AI steal an actor and not get their permission?
Everything's negotiable. We can
as long as the person signs off on it, I'm good.
We can talk price on shit like that.
If they sign off on it, I'm good.
But that would be dope, right? You walk in, fucking like the Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, "Welcome to Hard Rock Cafe."
So, but yeah, you're right. When he gets in, he gets assaulted by our Reagan
and the Ayatollah. You must try the hostage special.
He finally just says, "Just give me a fucking Pepsi.
I want a Pepsi. That's all I fucking need."
This is another one of those products they have shamelessly sold. They've sold Pepsi in a bottle.
I want one.
I'm sure today it would cost you a lot.
I know, but dude, that's cool. I always thought those bottles were dope as fuck.
I want to say when they sold them, it was like 25 or 50, which is still a lot. But I mean, you're getting a weird prop reproduction.
Yeah, you get to keep to keep it.
But today it would be obscene, because you're finding people
hundreds of dollars.
Yeah. This is when he gets to see Old Man Biff.
Yeah, he's over there. Thinks he's Marty Jr.
Yeah, he's talking to him like he's Marty Jr. Because again, they look exactly the same.
So sorry that your dad's a loser.
And Marty has the confusion where he's like, "You're talking about my dad, right? George?" And he starts defending George. No. And he says, "No, God damn it, your dad."
Hello, McFly starts beating him with the cane. I love how he rears back like he's gonna punch him for a second.
Think, McFly.
And then Griff shows up, right? In the middle of this whole conversation about how Marty McFly fucked his life up.
Well, and he walks in the door and he immediately says, "Thanks, Gramps." Right? And I love this because he says it generically as fuck. You don't...
Yeah.
If you don't realize it's the same actor, I understand that it is the same actor. So you should understand it's a relation.
Again, go makeup department.
Yeah, but if you didn't realize it's the same actor and you were still just like, you could totally believe that he wasn't talking about his grandpa. I feel for Marty in this. This is the only time he gets called a dumbass where I'm like, no, that's warranted. You can't tell that's his grandpa.
Right, because he's like, "Are you two related?"
Yeah.
Because Griff comes in here. He's like, "You only put the one coat of wax on my car."
Think, McFly. Think. Of course I am.
Quit hitting me with your fucking cane, old man.
This is also where we get the first introduction to how well they were selling the bionics.
Yeah, because he twitches.
When he walks in the door, there's a twitch
there's like a servo
sound
noise.
effect.
Yeah.
Yes, dude, I love it. It's so subtle too. It's like, again, if you're not really paying attention, like you just like it's background. Everything.
I imagine he's had like most of his like neck and skull replaced with like servos and bionics and
probably his
shit.
Feet later.
Oh yeah, because he's got those huge
boots. And he does the thing where he towers. And once he gets hit,
he does.
Wait a second. We're almost there. Yeah, wait a second. He gets hit and he does the thing. True. It's in my note. That's one of those ones I made sure to make a note about because I was like, this one was really weird.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even that.
Yeah, so he comes in. It's just for a minute. He walks off, but this is
he tells McFly not to move. I'll be right back.
And so he's like, okay, whatever. This is what Marty knows he needs to do it. This is how he saves the day. somehow.
Yeah.
He still doesn't know how, but he knows it's got to be here. As soon as they walk outside, this is when we get our Elijah Wood.
Yeah, because he hears the Wild Gunman game, so
Get
he's
turned
like,
on.
What the fuck?
The kids found a way to get the loophole for free
How do
free
you
games.
play this thing?
Marty walks up, fucking
Crack
nails
shot,
it, dude.
I'm a crack shot. Dude fucking kills all of them.
Little kid Elisha comes back with, oh, it's a game for babies. You have to use your hands.
Fuck you with your stupid strainer hat.
Now, I want to point out, though, this is one of those, this was a throwaway line, but they were so close to modern day that it's insane. Because today, a kid would look at you because they only do shit on their tablets.
Yeah.
And look at you and be like, a controller? Hold a gun? I have to hold a controller?
Yeah, what the hell? No,
I should just be touching a screen. With my finger.
Like, I just
or looking at you with a keyboard and a computer and being like,
Yeah.
I should just be able to touch it. Why do I need this?
They'd be poking the screen.
Yes, dude. It's so
They'd
funny.
ignore the gun and start trying to poke the guys on the screen.
Yep. It's so funny, but so right.
It
you know
is.
What I mean? Like I don't think they were even trying on that one, and they got it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's so great about that. But
then real Marty Jr.
comes the door,
stumbling into the fucking place.
This is that part where I want to point out, like we said with Biff and how great of a job that they've done there, and how we should be giving props to that actor. We don't give enough props to Michael J. Fox for playing Marty Jr.
Yeah,
because I'm telling you right now, I don't know if they gave him fake teeth too or something.
There's something different about his face.
Legitimately looks like a different person, but it is not. It is him.
Is it just the dopey ass expression he has on his face? But
even if it's that, like, he holds it so well, like, it looks perfect from every angle.
Yeah.
Like, I don't question him, like, not being that.
Yeah,
every second,
that's Marty's
every
son.
angle.
I totally buy it.
He does so good with this. Like you said, it's like the way he holds his face. Like it,
right?
But it is so perfect. Like, I buy it. I buy this
too.
As a kid, I would have told you it's not even him. Like, it's not Michael J.
Well,
Fox.
they found a guy who looked just like Michael J. Fox.
They were just using his stunt double.
Yeah. They probably could have. Have you ever seen like
sometimes
some pictures of like
good,
their stunt double and the guy next to each other, and it's like, wow, you guys are fucking twins.
It's definitely what I thought here. I'm not even gonna lie.
Nicolas Cage, his stunt double looks just fucking like him.
But so while we can get back, but while Marty comes is standing there listening to his he dives under to listen to the conversation.
Because Griff comes in, he's like, "Are you in or out?"
Yeah.
I don't know, Griff. I think I should ask my dad.
Well, what I think is funny is the weird way he sounds. Marty Jr. is the same way that George sounded. Like, it's the same kind of scared.
Weird, kind of like weird, scared.
You can hear it in the voice, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
and again, it is because this is supposed to.
Do you think Michael J. Fox kind of like went back and watched the first movie?
Oh, he had to, because again, this scene, all of Back to the Future,
Crispin
because
Glover.
all of Back to the Future is that every scene is supposed to.
Yeah, tie into each other.
Yeah, look back and reflect on a scene that we've already seen. So yeah, 100% that had to have happened. The only problem I have with it is if you actually watch the whole thing play out, even the first time, before Marty has a reason to know Marty Jr. would sound that way, that's how he talked. Well, the first time when he actually was mad that they called him a chicken or whatever, he said it that way. And I was like, Marty doesn't know. Marty wouldn't know to say it like that. He's not heard that yet. I don't understand. This time, though, like I said, it is a callback. It's definitely a callback to being like, somehow Marty Jr. is a lot more like George than Marty, right?
A little bit more.
Which is weird because
mousy, I guess.
I just don't believe that Marty would raise that son.
No, I don't either. Like, he'd be like, he would definitely have long talks with his kid. Be like, look, you can't be a bitch like this.
Exactly. Well, because George doesn't have a problem with chicken, it's Marty, right? And so, like, for Marty Jr. to still have that kind of attitude, but then still be a chicken about it, to still be a bitch about it, it's like, I don't understand. Marty wouldn't be that guy. He would have been like, no, you're always going to be better than that.
Always stand up.
Yeah, I don't buy it at all. I have such a problem with
Marty in this timeline so busy working that he hung out with George more.
I don't know.
It rubbed off. I don't know.
But either way, Marty finally finds his opportunity.
Yeah, because they throw Marty Jr. over the counter, and he's
he's out of commission.
Stay down and shut
Yeah.
up.
And
Stands up and gets up, and Griff, right?
yeah, Griff.
Yeah, Griff's face pushes him back, and Griff's just like, so since when are you the physical type?
Yeah. Well, and then they start doing the chicken back to him again.
Right. And he even has the
Full
button.
The one sidekick has the button. Which again is obscene. Like I can't what a way to say future. Well, dude, you can.
Oh yeah, I can just
soundboard
grab
on
it
your
on my phone. Yeah.
Again, like I said, they were so good. They just didn't understand where we were gonna hold the technology.
Yeah,
like,
that's not on our belly.
They missed. Yeah, that's the main thing they missed. Well, that was what was funny though. Wasn't it even like a pull string?
Yeah, he like pulled something off of his stomach and pushed a button.
It was so
like
funny.
It had like a like an emergency strip you had to
that
pull
did the
off.
chicken noise. I swear.
Emergency chicken noise.
But during this is when he finally cold cuts fucking Griff in the face.
Yeah,
right?
he tries. He's like, "What's that over there?" He tries to go for his signature sucker punch, and Griff
he
catches
does it.
him, and he's like, "Oh crap!" And then he goes the whole.
I was gonna say he does it, whether it's successful or not doesn't matter.
Raises up like 5 feet into the air.
But yeah, that's the crazy. But that's another one of
So
those.
you think he has like in his shins? He just has like pistons that make him
somewhere,
taller.
Somewhere in his legs are more bionics.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like just raise him up like 6 inches.
I don't know which part of his legs, but definitely in his legs.
Marty just like, all right, fine, kicks him right in the dick.
Well,
Yeah, a nut shot solves it every time, right?
it does so.
And then we get a repeat of the first movie with the skateboard and stuff, but it's a hoverboard this time.
Mattel.
I was gonna say made by Mattel. They made sure that you saw that. It is all over the little girl's handles.
The hoverboard,
and the board itself.
The hoverboard proving yet another reason why 2 was such a good one to do, right?
Yeah.
Because the hoverboard is another one of those things that is like, you think Back to the Future, you think hoverboard.
Yes.
But it's not in the first one.
No.
It's only...
It is only in this one.
Well, it's
but
in 3.
Is it? Do they use it in 3?
Yeah, he drops it when he's on the train. He's
Oh,
using
yeah,
it.
that's right. I forgot about that.
That's how he doesn't fall off the train.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, it's not important that it's really there. The main thing is just that it is not all of the franchise.
Yeah.
But when you think of the franchise, you definitely think...
So yeah, 2 is definitely like the one you go back to.
It's the one that has a lot of the connector things. Yeah, it starts off some of the stuff that you remember.
Yeah, the shit that was just like zeitgeist at this point.
Yep.
I used a big word.
But so yeah, this is where, like you said, it's the hoverboard. It's the same scene. And it was done twice in the first. It was done twice in the first movie.
Biff is over just like, there's something very familiar about all this.
Because in the first movie, he does it himself. That's what the opening is. Yeah, and then he goes back to the 50s and does it. So that's what's really crazy about it. Is like, this is now the third time us as a viewer has seen that weird play out scene with the skateboard. It's just been a little bit different every time.
Yep, just a little bit. But this time it goes. He doesn't quite get away all slick. He lands in the pond.
Well, because he doesn't know the rules of a hoverboard.
And
you need
Griff's
you can't
buddies
do that. You need power. We all know that line. We all know that guy. We all say
those
it.
boys don't work on water.
Yes, dude. I love that. This is one of those quotable. You always say that line.
The dude with the crazy eyes in the back just like, cause you need power.
And so then we see the pit bull.
Oh, dude. I wanted this thing when I was a kid.
Me.
Screw the pink one.
No.
I wanted the pit bull.
I'm all for. I love the pit bull. But I just want the classic hoverboard. But no, I don't want pink. I want the same paint job. Just give me different color schemes. You know what I mean? Like just like
give me a gray one, like his shoes.
I would take maybe like purple and like that styrofoam cup from cafeterias pattern. Give me like the hoverboard same paint style, but just those colors.
Yeah, there you go.
I would do it.
That would be cool.
The Pepto-Bismol pink was just never my.
Take it from a 5-year-old girl,
but the Pepto-Bismol pink was just never my thing. It's not even just that it's pink. It's the very specific shade of pink that I couldn't do.
It's not Bret Hart pink. Manly,
yeah, no, again,
a manly
it's
pink.
It's not necessarily 80s fucking day glow pink.
Yeah,
like
no, it's not. It's like you spilled Pepto on top of it. Yeah, I get it.
Never been my thing. But yeah, I love the original. But that being said, The pit bull is dope because
It
he
growls.
pulls it out. I was about to say he pulls it out, and this is
It's an
before
angry
This is
board.
before you even know it's called the pit bull.
Yeah,
you hear
just
it growling.
It just happens. You see it on the top of it written Pitbull, right?
I don't even know if you see it before the first growl. Like you
Right,
might
it
hear growls.
drops
Yeah,
out and it's like,
you might hear growls before you ever have any clue that it's called a pit bull.
It growls, then you see it, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, now
that
I
is
get it.
definitely
But
that is
growls,
the right name.
It growls when he drops it. It growls when they
He
pull
pull-
each strap out. Like
when he steps on
yes,
it.
it was. I was like,
Another
too much.
bionic. He's magnetic.
oh yeah.
He magnetizes.
Everybody else
his
uses
feet.
everybody else
right?
uses a clip thing.
Like a
Yeah.
strap. He's magnet.
It might just be his boots.
It
We don't
might
know.
be, but
because those boots look like they could be metal.
he had his entire bottom torso cut
I know,
off.
but tell me the boots didn't look like they could be
They
metal.
really
They
did.
had that big like
big
pointed.
big fucking spike and
Yeah.
shit. Looking
Could have
like,
been metal.
looking like the Iron Sheik's
But so
fucking
then
shoes.
They fly out onto the water after him, and he's
he's
sitting there,
trying.
like.
He's kicking desperately, trying to like paddle.
Then he starts
himself.
touching water with his foot, and he really understands why the one guy was like, "You can't
You
do
ain't
that
going
without power."
nowhere, dude.
Because the second his foot got wet, like you see the hoverboard, like you would think, it's now carrying more weight,
Yeah,
and so it
starts to drop.
droop into the water. And it's like
So what do
makes
you
sense.
what do you do? He's coming at you with the big bat, so
Just-
he just drops into the water. That's what I would have done.
Now, I have such problems with Griff's gang right now, right? Because these guys see Marty drop down,
Yeah,
and they realize that this is shooting up towards those windows.
none of them let go.
None of them were like, "Fuck this, I'm in the water too."
Yeah, just jumped off.
No, they all rode it into
Dude,
the building.
If you pay attention, the chick smacks off of that
I
column
know,
before she even goes through the window. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad for her. Shit.
So again, it's insane that nobody else saw Marty and thought, "Let's drop in."
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It solves all of our problems. The gang gets arrested. Marty Jr. doesn't get in trouble. I mean, problem fucking solved, right?
Doc says so.
Yeah, Doc shows up. He's like, great, we're good. Let's fucking...
Well,
Oh, no, wait, hang on.
before Doc shows up, Marty had a little bit of time.
Yeah,
He stops
gets out
by
of
the antique store.
He gets out of the water and does the auto dry thing that I like.
He remembers this thing about because he even said it earlier when the guy mentioned the Cubbies. He was
and
like,
shit. He's like, I wish I'd have gone back and put some money on the Cubs. And he's like, hey, there's a nice nifty little book over here.
right? He's like, I remember.
I love the chick in the store. She's like, we have this thing and it has a dust cover. And if you're interested in dust, we have this lovely little number from the 80s. It's called a Dustbuster. Like, who's interested in dust, right? Like the way she phrased that, she's like, and if you're interested in dust.
Well, she just means, again, if you're in a world where dust doesn't exist now,
That's fair.
you might be a
because
collector.
they have the dust resistant paper.
So you might be a
So
collector.
there's a guy who's just got jars of dust.
Well, and Dustbusters, because he thinks it's such a novel idea, right? That we lived
Dirt
in a
devil.
world where there was dust.
Dirt devil. Fuck a dustbuster.
But you get now you understand why they
Yeah.
might have. It is funny when you, but you do have to piece all of the things together to get there. It is true. Yeah. So Marty though Marty was seconds away from being our bad guy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
really
technically
was.
speaking. But so he walks outside, and as soon as he gets outside, that's when the doc shows up. I want to point out, I have such an issue with this because Marty throws the hoverboard into the DeLorean instantly.
Yep, just into the front seat. Doc never questions bringing this advanced piece of technology
Back
to
to
the
1985. But god damn it if you're taking that book.
80s. Yeah, fuck that book. And they have a very... did you think this conversation was a little too loud
Yes,
to
especially
have about how
Yes.
we're time travelers and all this shit?
and it's not safe to bring that.
Yeah, and Biff is literally like 2
Right
feet
there.
fucking behind him being like, so Doc Brown has a time machine. Huh. I can use this.
Yeah, it was all bad. And again, I can't get over though just shouldn't after he told him about I can't get past the hoverboard. After he talked to him about the book, shouldn't he have been like
The hoverboard is way
Right?
more
Shouldn't he have-
more of a problem.
Shouldn't he have looked at Marty and been like, That can't come either.
If that fell into like government hands in 1985,
I know,
weapons they would develop
Like
off
I
of
said,
that hover technology.
it was so weird to me to make such
hover tanks. We'd have hover tanks by 1995.
It was such a weird thing to make a like line in the sand
Yeah,
about
it is the
and
book,
not
but
care
not the fucking hover
at all.
It's just a fucking skateboard.
Marty's cool.
Yeah.
I always liked him.
Yeah, he's just gonna skateboard with it. He's not gonna do anything bad. He's not gonna sell it to China or anything.
While this is going on, though, the Doc starts to give like a speech, right? Like about the things in the
reason
future,
why
the perils,
the
perils and the promise. That's what he even says, right?
That's why I invented the time machine.
Now,
not to make money.
I have such a thing with this. Just the word they use, the promise, implying that he already knows futures they go to.
So there
aren't
are
written.
alternate futures.
They're promises, right? Which means not
So
guaranteed.
This is like the TARDIS. We can go to other dimensions as well as through time.
I guess.
So we can hit alternate timelines. Right?
Well, it only makes sense when you only look at their library thing later. Or, you know, like they make sense of their time travel. But as of this moment, it exists in a really
because we have
weird
no idea
place.
how long Doc was actually fucking around in the future.
Nope. We don't know.
We get the implication it was at least a couple weeks because he had to find out all the information on Marty's kids and stuff. It could have been years.
We have no idea.
It could have been like 10 years. That's why he had to do the rejuvenation thing so he wouldn't look like fucking 70 when he came back.
Well, but that almost makes it worse because that means that he already. Because if you travel to the future more than once and you see that it's not exactly the same every time, you automatically know that it's a maybe future you're going to.
Nothing is written.
So he either knew 100% this was a maybe future, or he was speculating, or you get what I mean? Like, he contradicts himself a lot.
A little bit.
For being the guy who invented it and tries to act like he knows about it. He doesn't seem to know anything.
But
and that might be key to the whole problem.
It probably is.
Of everything.
But right now his solution is to simply just throw the book away, and that's going to fix everything.
Well, technically it would.
It would if
it would have landed tanks.
If it would have landed in that minus hover tanks. If it would have landed in that little
and actually
hover
incinerated
trash can thing that it was there,
like incinerated like it was supposed to, because that's what they told us. Things that went in there
would burn. But unfortunately, the cops are over there messing with Jennifer, where
so
we
they
left
have to run.
We left her in the fucking trash.
Old man Biff gets the book and knows that he can time travel.
So
he's the DeLorean.
So he's going to follow them
because he's never seen a flying DeLorean except for
that one time in the beginning of the movie. Right?
It's so funny the way he says it.
I haven't seen that since.
But yeah, the police, though, they see Jennifer, they thumb scan her.
Did you think that these cops are like dressed like model versions of cops? Like these two chicks did not look like police officers. It looks like stripper fucking cops.
I don't think it was quite that bad, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely tighter clothes than what a modern
right. Like I'm like those are some tight pants for a cop, man. That's all I'm saying.
I've definitely seen cops wear really tight pants too. So it's one of those things where it's I don't know if this is necessarily that they were any more risque or if it's just personal preference and that's just their personal preference. You know, like most motorcycle cops wear really tight pants, and so
seems like it would just be detrimental. Just asking to tear the ass right.
I agree 100%, but by no means am I going to try to fault the costume department on this one. It might not be them.
Right.
This might be 100%. They were just like, I see cops wearing all sizes of clothing. Some of them like to have skin tight shit.
Some of them they can't help it. Their belly a little big.
So again, I'm not gonna blame anybody on that one. That one is what it is. Maybe it is. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not gonna go either way. I'm gonna stay perfectly in the middle. But they were tight. I will agree with you. Now what it
I'm
meant,
just saying these cops can arrest me anytime.
Yeah. So they find out that this is Jennifer. They think it's present day Jennifer.
Man, she's had a great facelift, right? Looking good for 45.
They have to take her to Hilldale,
which Marty is super stoked about. He's like, bitchin', Fuck yeah, I live in
'cause
Hilldale.
It's the brand new one.
Yeah, it's the
You
one
know,
that
like,
was just getting built for them.
Just like in the first one, we see Lion Estates was being built in the 50s,
Yeah.
and that's where
It's gonna
George
be the
and them
new
live.
fancy estate where all the rich people live, right?
But it's not.
No, fuck no. It is run down as fuck. But for some reason, Marty's still acting like it's dope.
It's well,
Do you not see like the wild dogs and the fucking graffiti everywhere?
you don't know the future, dude. How do you know every neighborhood's not like that?
That's fair, I guess. Everything looks a little post-apocalyptic.
You don't know.
In 2015.
You've not been there.
I
mean, we have been there.
I was gonna say, I was like, I actually have, and it was actually not that bad in 2015.
You don't know.
It's getting a little worse as we go, but it wasn't that bad back then.
But so, we do see the neighborhood. They drop Jennifer off. This is where it's so crazy, right? Because they were following the cops, and old Biff was following them. It's just like, this is like a cartoon all of a sudden,
They
right?
all just kind of daisy chain
It's like,
their
this is
way
like
in.
this is a Scooby Van moment, right? Like this is so funny. Like next thing you know, they're going to be in a hallway with 8 doors, all crisscrossing.
And they go across each one, and they pop out at the same one, look at each other, run back.
I also want to point out how crazy it is that old Biff didn't seem to even mind that time travel existed.
He's
was
just
like,
totally
oh.
for it. Okay, and knew how to use it.
Yes, because exactly. They both get out. They both get out of the car.
Yeah. Well, first Doc gets out to go find Jennifer, and he tells Marty to stay there. And for some reason, Marty just wanders the fuck off.
Like I said, it's stupid.
Stupid. It is, because he wanders off like, man, can't believe I live in Hilldale. This is so fucking cool.
Well, and we don't even see him, right? Like,
no.
He wanders off, and whatever is happening when he wanders off is not with Doc.
Enters into stasis mode. He just goes, pew.
Well, because think about it. When we see everything at his house, Marty wasn't at Marty's house.
No. Because Doc
They
has
meet
to,
back
because
up-
later Doc has to run out and be like, Marty, come on.
They meet back up at the DeLorean, which means Marty showed... This is one of those plot holes so big you could drive a fucking truck through it.
We have to very contrively get Marty out of the way. What do? Hey, he just wanders off down the road and conveniently doesn't see Biff steal the DeLorean.
Exactly. It's so ridiculous. But that is what happens.
Oh, yeah, I want to point out, you want to know the person who has the easiest fucking time travel trip ever? Biff. He gets in, he goes back.
Yeah, and we see what
drops
happens
off
later.
the book, comes back, no fucking problem.
Until he doesn't exist anymore.
I mean, better version for him.
I know, but I'm just saying, because we do see that. I mean, we know.
Does he die there? We'll get to it. Hang on. I'm always
You're getting into some metaphysical stuff
I'm always
here.
confused about that part, because when he comes back and he's getting out of the DeLorean and he snaps his cane and shit, does he stab himself in the chest?
No.
Because later he's over there and they have the little moment of him being like, ah, and the stick's sticking out of him.
He's just holding the broken stick.
Oh, why you're holding it weird? I thought you stabbed yourself somehow.
No. And then he's acting that way because I guess
He's
the act
fading out of existence.
Well, Marty always acted like he could feel it. So I guess
Yeah,
that does
that's
make
fair.
sense. Marty was always like, and freaked out. So maybe.
Could be.
But yeah, so now we officially get to be in the house with Jennifer, who wakes up and starts saying stuff to herself like, I'm in the future. Yes, bitch.
Yeah.
You knew that when you passed out. I understand that now you woke up after being knocked unconscious, date, rape, drugged by Doc.
In this weird fucking house.
But you did already know that.
Yeah, Doc explained it to you, and that's why you got knocked out. You were asking too many questions.
She picks up the picture. I
get married in the chapel of love.
Was she excited or upset? I could not tell. Was
I
she
don't
mad?
know.
Was she
Her
she like
face-
that was so cheesy, or was she like
face
that's
looked mad, but her voice sounded like
excited?
aw.
Right? But I couldn't tell.
I have to call out Marty with the shirt that he's wearing in that picture. Like, what was this cowboy fucking outfit that he was wearing?
Dude, maybe it was her call.
It probably was.
The wedding's her day.
It is.
Just say
I didn't get to wear the freaking tie that I wanted
See,
to
so
wear.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I had to guess whose choice that was, it was not Marty's choice.
Yeah, that's the way that usually fucking goes. You're gonna wear the freaking Western outfit.
This is also where we officially learn that Michael J. Fox is playing all of his children, including the daughter. So Marty
This is
Jr.
some funny
Maureen, isn't it?
Marlene,
Or
Maureen,
something, yeah,
something like that.
But it's definitely something to be like a Marty but female.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Is Michael J. Fox too
in full drag.
masterful?
Dude, it's great.
He pulls this off. I don't know how they produced the voice. I don't know if that's another person or if they did something
I
to
like
his.
to think that they just kind of messed with his voice.
I don't know, so I don't want to comment. But either way, he he is synced up with it.
Right.
Whatever they did do well. It looks like
Just
that
change
voice is
the
coming
pitch, I guess.
from
That
them.
mouth.
From them?
From them?
And then we see someone's at the door, right? Who is it?
It's
Lorraine.
It's Lorraine
and
and George.
This is our first scene of
Not
not Crispin Glover.
Glover.
And you wouldn't. I
Did
I
not.
didn't. As a kid, I definitely thought it was the same guy. I'm not. I don't remember how
Until this
old I
morning.
was and when I found out that it was a different person. But
I was
definitely
35.
I definitely 100% thought it was Crispin Glover for a lot of years
I
before I
can't
found
believe
that out.
that shit. That's messed up.
That's also part of why they do the thing.
Is
with
that
him.
why the voice is so fucking
Yes,
weird?
and why they have him come in upside down. It's more of a distraction
More of
for
a
you.
distraction. I mean, it's really smart the way they got around it, but fuck y'all.
Yeah, Crispin Glover didn't think it was so smart. He thought it was pretty shady.
It is, but you know,
Like it all depends on which side of the
which
coin
side
you're
of the
on.
which side of the fence you're on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, he
I
comes in.
respect the game, but fuck you.
Yeah, he comes in. Grandpa's upside down on his little thing, flipped it on a golf course. I love that they're making like he threw out his back.
Right.
He threw out his back. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. But it directly leads into the window frame, right? And she's like, Lorraine's like, this damn thing, I can't
It's
believe
not
it's still
working
broken.
again.
I can't believe Marty would let it keep broken like this. And I was like, bitch, your husband is upside down right now. You don't
Right?
get to talk about your son not fixing a window picture.
Fix your husband and then bitch about a fucking window.
A picture.
The man is the blood rushing to his face. Look how red
Yeah,
he is. He's a tomato.
You know what the kicker here is? You pull the blinds up and that window is still a window.
She does. She pulls
You-
it up and shit.
You're not pushing a button and making your husband be right side up. It should
Yeah, I
be
mean,
that
you
easy.
could probably just kind of flip him, really.
You'd think it'd be that easy,
right?
but nobody's doing it.
Wouldn't he just kind of hover right side up if you just gave him a little tap?
I would think so too, but nobody's doing it.
Just gonna let the poor man just pass out from blood rushing to his head? You can die that fucking way.
This is also, we get to hear them bitch about the chicken stuff, right? Lorraine
Yeah.
and George, like, you know how he is.
He can't have anybody call him chicken.
You remember that event in high school with needles?
Yeah, and then he got
Rolls
into the
Royce?
and he got in the car accident and gave up on his music. And oh my god,
It's
what is that voice she's doing? Like, what are these voices they're doing? Like,
well, hers.
I mean,
Some of this.
my parents are getting kind of old. Their voice didn't get super high pitched like this.
But watch things from the 50s and watch old people.
There's a kind of the transatlantic kind of accent.
It's just kind of this thing, and so like they were just mimicking it from things that they had as reference.
That makes sense.
At the point in time. Yeah, I agree. It's not where anything ever went, but I understand why in the 80s, for people who were born in the 60s, they would think that this is where it was going.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Because their parents in the 60s
Right.
sounded like that. Yeah.
I want to sit and actually like learn the transatlantic accent just to fuck with people sometimes.
Yeah. Then as this is going on and they're bitching about the Rolls Royce again, just setting up for us some of these things
Yeah, these
that
little
we need
plot
to know.
points that
Yeah.
might come up later.
We have Marty Jr. walk into the house, bump into Jennifer,
Hey, mom,
Hey,
nice
Mom.
pants.
and she literally makes the statement to herself, like, Mom? And you're just like, you know you're in the future. You've seen the wedding picture.
The cops
you knew there
called
were
you
ki-
Mrs. McFly.
And you knew there were kids in the house because the daughter has
Yeah,
already opened the
answered
door.
the door. You hid in the closet, remember?
Who did you think you were to these kids?
Right?
It's a dumb fact that it took her that long to piece that together, right?
I don't think it ever actually hits her until she opens the door and runs into herself.
She is really
She's
thick.
really good at being in denial, isn't she? Just like, no, this is real.
Then we see Marty Jr. walk in, and he instantly turns on the TV to like six channels.
6 different fucking channels. And the Weather Channel.
I love this because again, this is one of those they nailed the like today, right?
I had
like
a TV that would do this.
Picture in picture had just started.
Yeah.
When in 89, 90, right?
Right.
And so they just their natural progression was, oh, in the future we're just gonna be able to do more
of it.
of the same thing.
Like mom and dad, they had the big screen TV, and it would do that. It'd do like you could watch like 3 different channels all at the same time.
And so I understand where they came from with it, and they're not wrong.
Mm-mm.
Attention is definitely this way.
But now
instead of being picture in picture,
we scroll.
Yeah, instead of being picture in picture, it's just the fact that you can get to a new video within seconds of the last video.
Just flick.
And so we don't need to see 6 of them at one time. We can just get to the next one that quick, right?
Yeah.
That's the main difference.
Streaming.
There. But back in the day when it would have been a remote control and you were imagine like 80s style satellites, how long it took to change a channel.
Yeah.
So you would want
There's like a 3-second delay.
Yeah.
You push the button, the screen would go black, then the picture would come back, and then you would be like, I don't want to watch that.
And so at that
click
time,
it again.
At that time, you would want the 6 channels at once, right?
When the satellite dish was literally a fucking dish.
Yeah.
This huge thing like you could skateboard in.
So like I said, that's why this was a scene.
Yeah.
Because they want you to be like,
look at the future.
In 89, you would have been like, that's what I need.
That's totally going to happen.
Because then I won't have to flip channels as bad. I can make the last one change
willing to bet
while I'm looking at the others.
This is why it happened in the 90s when we get the TVs that would do the split screen channels. It's probably because of this.
No, that's what I said. Picture in picture already existed. They took the fact that you could have, at the time it was just one. And so they were just like, it was just in the corner. And they were like, oh, if this is existing now, we're going to make it more.
20.
Yeah, like the natural progression is just that we can do more than one picture. Yeah. So they didn't come up with it. This was 100% art imitating life, not life imitating art.
Okay.
It was close. Like, I mean, if you were to look at the years, we're talking like they were
within 10 years of each other.
Well, I mean, no, this was probably within a year or two of when they hit the market. So, I mean, they were definitely speculating off stuff that most Americans didn't see in their house for 5 years.
Yeah.
But it was already commercially available. It's just that most average people, not only did they not have one, they didn't know it existed because they didn't know anybody that had one.
I mean, it was like 97 before we got that TV. So.
Oh, Dad had friends that had picture in picture on TVs by like 93 that I know of. And again, that's not
still like
those aren't like
years
obscenely
after.
Rich people. Those
Yeah.
are just people who had a little bit more money than
So
we
those
did.
rich people got it like day of, you know.
Yeah,
they
and so
did,
that's what I'm
right?
saying. Like, so definitely in '89,
One
it
day.
existed.
One day I will have the money to do shit like that.
Then we see Marty. Marty gets home finally, right?
Yeah, I like the computer voice and stuff. Lord of the castle.
It's
king of the manor.
No, you got those. It's
Oh, I did it
Lord of the Manor, King
of the castle. Like the Atari fucking
Yes.
voice.
What's funny?
I want my house to do that.
You can do this.
Oh, I can with the same voice?
I don't know if the same voice,
it's
but you
not
could
good.
100% program it to when you came in the door. Like, again, you wouldn't have to do anything. You could program it to do a geo tag of when you came in the door. It would say that. I have done it the cheap way where I've almost been home before, and you can make Google can do a Google announcement. And I've had it preset to. I literally typed in that Lord of the Manor, King of the Castle, and so that way when I was when I was pulling into the driveway, I hit the button for it to send the announcement across all. You know how you know
Yeah,
me. I have a lot of Google speakers in my
do.
house.
All of them.
All of them said it. So it was exactly
great
like the
ringing
scene.
announcement. Father is home.
It was exactly the scene. It was
That's awesome.
And so, like, yeah, you can make
You felt like Marty
Yes.
McFly walking in, didn't you?
You can do this if you really wanted to. And then when he gets home, I love he's walking through the house. He's doing the typical dad thing, right? He's supposed to be adjusting the thermostat.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he said? He adjusted the
damn
thermostat.
lithium levels.
No, he says lithium mode, meaning that's what he switched it to. Battery. They're just making a joke because lithium was just starting to be used as batteries, and so the joke was they weren't using battery mode; they were using actual power. Damn kids, wasting my electricity.
Fucking, we have batteries for a fucking reason.
Yes, that was the joke. You know, like it was a play.
Why did I put solar panels on the roof?
Well, it was the play on the heat versus cold. Yeah, it was like, why is it cold right now? Why is it set on cold right now? House feels fine. It was a play on that. Like, why are they using the real electricity if we have battery power built up?
If you're fucking hot, open a window, which does not work
Yeah.
here.
No, the humidity.
Yeah. It only works up north. I'm sorry. It does.
It works anywhere with no humidity. It can be.
Oh, yeah, the
it can
desert.
be Texas.
It would
Yeah, it
work
can be
in the
Texas.
desert.
You just can't be in the swampy areas. Like you can't be from us directly south.
Yeah.
You're swampy. It's gonna be humid.
Yeah,
too humid.
because it does not work. Makes it worse.
Speaking on this is a great segue. I don't know if I'm keeping that, but it is a good segue for me and you right now. The rehydrating, dehydrating.
Where's this? I want
Again,
this.
I
This
guess
is
that-
so awesome.
All the technologies that they talk about in the movie that people get excited about and they want or they think is going
Right.
to happen. This, I want this.
Right, there's a
Fucking oven.
Little tiny pizza.
A
puck.
dehydrated puck. It is a dehydrated
Yeah,
pizza.
it's like
Why
like
are
2
green
inches
beans
wide,
on the
right?
pizza though?
And you throw just green peppers and pepperoni, I guess.
It looked like green beans. You say
Was
what
it-
you want. I don't know if it is. I'm just saying. Watch the movie
To
again.
make myself
It looks
feel
like
better.
it looks like French cut green beans. Watch it again. It's
That's
got that uber green
disgusting.
color
I
and that
hope
weird
not.
shape.
I'm gonna go look and I'm gonna be mad. But
You're gonna be mad
but
because I promise
right now to make myself feel better, they're green peppers
I
because
bel-
that's normal.
It is normal, but I promise you, when you go back to watch it, you're gonna be like,
A
I think
green
it is green
bean
beans.
pizza?
It looks like it, dude. I swear. Let's get off of that.
Ugh.
The rehydrator though is a great idea.
Dope. And
I want them
Black
to
and
make
Decker,
this. I want
right?
them to make this, like, because again, we only see the pizza, but think about the applications for all of this, like,
Yeah,
right, like,
storage in general.
dehydrated mac and cheese. All you're doing is adding water. That's gonna be some great mac and cheese, right?
Yeah.
Like you're just reintegrating water into.
Would it be better if you used milk? You think? Rehydrated it with milk, would it be creamier?
Well, the machine's gonna do what the machine does, so I don't think you can.
Oh
do
yeah,
that.
it's not
But
like
if
I'm doing
but
it
the
in
point
a
is,
pot.
if it was made with milk the first time and you're just rehydrating, it's still gonna
Yeah.
taste like milk.
Yeah,
Right? That's
you're just adding the moisture.
that's
back
why a
into the milk.
rehydrator is better than what.
Dehydrated.
Well, then like any kind
And
of food that we're
adding,
doing,
you know,
yeah,
like the camp food where you just add water and
let it
boil
slowly, yeah. This is way better.
This
'cause
is high tech. We're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like molecular
we're
style.
putting it back inside, yeah. And so this is literally like any regular food that you suck the moisture out of, and you're
from
putting the moisture
Pizza
back
Hut.
in.
It's a Pizza Hut brand.
Yeah, it was
pizza.
an actual
Remember how
pizza.
fucking huge Pizza Hut was back in the fucking day? The hell? The fuck are you? You're dead now.
Some kind of gnat.
I got it though.
The other food thing, though, I want to point out that was amazing. The fruit garden.
The fruit garden that retracts from the
Didn't
ceiling.
write down what the hell it was called.
He just
But
says fruit. That's all
Well,
he
but
says.
it's got a
Oh, does it?
yeah,
I
it's
didn't
got a
pay
logo
attention.
on it. It's something. Everything in the movie has a logo and
Yeah, you eat
a
fruit.
company name.
Yeah, you
for
eat
most of
fruit
it.
all the time. You need this.
I would love this, dude, because it's literally like a hydroponic. It's growing fruit.
Yeah.
You are literally.
Fucking, there's like grapes and apricots and fucking all kinds of shit on
I
this
love
fucking
this.
thing. It was dope.
And this is one of those things where, again, at the time, we wouldn't have been thinking about conservation issues.
Yeah.
But today we actually do. And so, like, a thing that does this,
It
like,
just
makes
grows
your
fruit
fruit for
for
you.
you.
So that way you're not having to spend money.
You get a
They're not going to
vegetable
ship
one.
it far. I
Herb
would
one,
love it, dude.
Right? You got
I
like the
would
one
love
over
it.
the one over the stove, like you just push it and herbs.
That's it, guys.
come down.
These are the things we want.
Right.
Fuck the rest of it.
Fuck
These
the rest
are
of
the
it. These
things
are the
we
shit.
want.
Fuck the flying car. I want the fruit, herb, vegetable dispensers.
I don't need the shoes.
The cool as they would be, I don't need them.
This is.
I do need the Pepsi in the cool fucking
Yeah.
bottle, though. I do need that.
We do see that again. Did you notice?
Yeah,
at
it-
dinner.
dude, at dinner there again.
It
Has a straw.
not everybody
to explain
is-
how
yeah.
you drink
Not
it.
everybody is drinking the Pepsi though. The
It's
the
just-
daughter has
yeah.
Pepsi. It looks like weird coffee, but they're drinking it like it's not hot.
Yeah,
But it looks like coffee. I don't know. Yeah. So then at dinner, while they're all eating, we do get a glimpse at the fact that these things, their glasses that they're wearing,
because
are definitely more cell phone than anything else.
it's basically
'Cause-
how we would use a cell phone,
Well,
but they're using them like sunglasses.
yeah, because they can all see the house phone call come in, which again means that they don't have like cell phone idea, but it means that probably any house you go into, you're
Has
connected
the-
to a phone line
connected to these
automatically,
glasses things,
right?
Yeah,
And so again, like these glasses are 100% our phones. These are computers. These are your telecommunication device. They're everything.
but they're all
rolled into
connected
one.
to each other like the house phones used to be.
Like I said,
well, they didn't know any
we
better,
didn't.
I
Yeah,
guess.
like
Yeah.
for them
That's
to
their
make
reference
to
point.
make a speculation from the future for not having what we know we were
Yeah,
going
because they
to.
didn't
Yeah.
have cell phones in 85 or 88, whenever this movie came out.
89, there might have been car phones, but the idea that you were thinking that
That's still more of like a satellite phone.
yeah,
though,
so
isn't it?
that's what I'm saying. It's like, so the idea of like a true cell phone wouldn't have existed.
Yeah.
You still would have needed the power and stuff that the car was producing.
Yeah, that would work.
A battery mode like that, like
I did
walking around.
I
with.
wanted one of those, man. Like you see, like Wolf of Wall Street, or
Yeah.
not Wolf of Wall Street. What's the one with Al Pacino where he's
Scarface.
on? No, he's on Wall Street.
I don't know. We gotta. I'd
Forget I
worry
said
about him.
that.
Yeah, you're okay. It's just.
I don't know what I'm talking about. It's not even Al Pacino. I think it's Michael fucking Douglas.
That's just Wall Street.
Is that the movie Wall
Yeah.
Street? Yeah. He has the car phone in that movie.
I mean, they were big for a long time. But yeah, so like we were saying, they get the phone call, and so we know they're connected to the phones somehow. So it is close to being like a cell phone. Yeah. They tell Dad, "You've got a phone call coming
Needles.
in. It's Needles, Dad. Jeez.
Fucking Flea.
Here's Flea.
Looking
badass himself.
Looking professional, man.
Yes.
Got the suit. And
Yes.
Shit. He's moved up in the world.
Still got that gap.
I mean, you can't really do.
I
That.
know you can't, but
Well,
I mean,
you can, but you can't.
Yeah. It would have cost a lot.
would, yeah.
In 89?
In
especially?
89,
Oh,
dude.
man.
Yeah, no. And it's
It's fine. It's
part of
Flea.
his look
You know
at this
Flea
point.
when
Yeah.
you see it because of that. Yeah, I mean, we're not worried about it.
Some people think
But
it's attractive.
But Flea's trying to talk him into doing something.
Doing
again.
something illegal.
He throws out the chicken because he knows him. Because he's been friends with him since. Well,
Since, like,
he's
high
known
school.
him since high school.
Yeah.
Not friends, obviously.
That's the look on his face too when he's just like, "What are you, chicken?"
yeah.
He's
Like,
like,
he
"I
knew-
know I've got."
He
you."
said it because he knew it.
He
Yeah,
knew
exactly. And again, proven that this Marty is no better than any other Marty we've ever seen. The second it was said,
Immediate-
fine. Here's my card.
Here's
Take
my
it.
card. Sign it.
And proving the difference between Marty and Marty Jr. Like we said, where I don't believe Marty Jr. would have been the way he is,
Mhm.
because Marty was straight up pissed off. Right?
Yeah.
Like he said it angry. He
How
screamed.
dare you?
Scanned it.
Nobody
There
calls me
yes,
chicken.
There was no niceness to it. There was no like meagerness to it. There was none
Yeah.
of what Marty Jr. does when he gets offended.
He does what Marty does what you want out of defiance for
Yes.
his own psyche. Marty Jr. does it because he doesn't want to upset anybody.
But so as soon as he makes the deal, it turns out he was right. The jits. The
jits?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Japanese intelligence technician.
No. I think you were being too non-racist about it.
Okay, I was
Ninjutsu?
yeah, there you go.
I am almost 100% that in 89, that was still unoffensive enough that was what they were making a reference
Because it is a
to.
Japanese guy that pops
Yeah.
up. I was just trying to like.
I know. That's why I was trying to stop you, because I was trying to be like, this will be cut, because there's no way we can say this that's not offensive. I promise you they were going what is modern day offensive with what they were trying to imply.
Might as well call them Japs.
That is literally what I'm trying to get at. Is like, that's essentially, they made that joke without making that
Should
joke.
we have not called jalapenos Japs when we worked at Sonic? Was that racist?
No, it wasn't racist, because they're Mexican. All right, so we gotta stop, dude. Because yeah, so we won't go into the jits, but I do believe the jits has
some racial connotation.
Questionable stuff. So we won't even address that.
Yeah.
But the jits was listening.
He was totally listening, and he pops in immediately, and
he even says like, of course I was listening in.
That whole thing.
Because Marty had the dumbassness to say it. Like, he's probably listening. And so he was like, you were right.
Yeah,
Stupid.
you're right. I was listening.
You're fired.
No, it was a sting operation. I was setting needles up, right?
Yeah,
he's like, I don't give a shit.
I don't want to
You're
hear
gone.
it. You're done.
You're fired. Faxes it through the entire house.
So this becomes one of the other problems with the movie, right? The doc said the only thing that needed to be fixed when they got here was Marty Jr. not going to jail.
Yeah.
Nothing we saw, unless specifically if Marty Jr. went to jail, Marty wouldn't have been home to take this phone call. That's the only thing that could have changed.
Yeah.
nothing else. Like Jennifer being at the house isn't the reason he took the phone call and got fired.
Nope. That would have happened anyway, right?
Yes. So my point is, shouldn't they have been here to fix more than one thing?
Yeah, like, because Marty getting fired kind of fucks the whole family, regardless of dude going to jail or not. That's his own goddamn fault, him going to jail. Marty not having a job, not being able to pay his bills, debts, any of that shit.
Losing his wife and his kids.
Yeah, because
like, who knows what's going to happen?
The implication is that Lorraine is kind of on her last fucking spot, or Jennifer's on her last fucking legs here. She's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I totally get that. This is the thing we may have probably should have fixed. This is more detrimental to Marty's life than...
Now, like I said, there is a strong possibility though that this is a new thing. This is something that Doc couldn't have known about until Marty changed. Because like I said, if Marty went to jail, if Marty Jr. went to jail, maybe Marty wasn't at home to answer the call from Needles.
Yeah, and not do the thing. That is possible. But then again, it's not like Marty getting fired is going to be in the newspaper either.
Yeah, so I don't know. But I
easily could have went under Doc's radar, right?
It is definitely one of those things where it's like, it seems like something seems more...
Yeah, there's more we needed to fix...
If this was happening the same day.
It does, though. Like, by the third one, doesn't she still have the fax? And she opens it up and is like, look, it's gone.
That's if we ever talk about the third one, and we'll deal with that.
I said
that's what leads him to that speech I talked about to you earlier.
Yeah,
the speech where doesn't make any sense. The future is not written.
Nothing is written in
which means none of this is real.
Yeah, none of this happened. That's right.
So we won't even address that right now because that makes it moot for us to talk about this movie.
Wait for our sequel episode in 2025.
Yeah, so he gets fired. She can't believe it. She grabs the paper. Doc comes to the window. Let's do this a little quick.
Yeah.
Because this is... Nothing really is happening, right? Like,
he tells her to go to the door and leave, and when she goes to do it, she opens the door and she runs into her older self.
I'm
love
old.
This.
I'm young.
I'm young. I'm old.
It's beautiful. It is.
Doc, Johnny on the spot, right? Catches her as she's falling down and drags her out the door.
And he starts running to Marty, who, like we said, this is...
Just standing in the middle of the street,
close enough to the car he'd see it.
He should have seen it,
but known if it wasn't there.
Biff stole it anyway.
Maybe he was only there. Maybe he just got back there. But where's he been for this whole time? The car was
playing
gone.
with his dick. I don't fucking know. But he's standing in the middle of the street.
Even beyond that problem, he also then watches Doc Brown run up to him with a freshly passed out Jennifer again.
Like, what happened this fucking time?
No questions, no anything. No, like, Doc, can you stop roofing my girl?
Yeah,
nothing.
quit knocking my girl out. I mean, that's got to cause some kind of brain damage, right?
Nothing from Marty at all. Nothing at all. He's just like, okay, it's fine.
Yep. But again, perfect fucking run from Biff. As soon as he shows up and gets out and fucks himself up and has a heart attack or whatever,
just ceases to exist.
Yeah,
that's what happened. It's the same thing. Same thing that was happening to Marty the first movie. Like, he was just slowly erasing. Yeah. Because
Doc and him show up. It's all perfectly fucking timed, right? So like they don't even notice that the DeLorean was gone magically.
Then they
leave, right? They go back to the 1985 because they got everything. Everything's fine.
Yep,
everything is solved, and they threw the book away. He threw it in the trash, right?
Well, that had already happened.
Yeah, but they don't know. As far as they know, everything's fine.
Yeah, the book has as far as they know, the book has been in the trash for a long time.
Doc Brown threw that in the trash.
He doesn't find. Yeah. We got a little bit before he finds that. No, right now, we do get the Doc Brown starting to realize that maybe he needs to get rid of the car.
Yeah,
that's what's
he's like,
this
is too much.
Seeing the potential for
I'm trying to
problems.
be careful, and this shit happened. What if this fell into the wrong hands? We got to destroy this thing as soon as we get back.
And we're still not. He still doesn't even know the problems.
Yeah,
yet.
he hasn't even figured it out
They
yet.
barely even dealt with anything, and he's like, "We got to get rid of this."
Like, it's just Jennifer getting
that's it. He's like, "We got to get
not
rid
even
of this."
Kidnapped, just displaced momentarily.
So it's kind of crazy. Knowing exactly how far we're about to go from that. Sorry. As soon as they make it, as soon as they're in the car, though, and he's making the speech about how they probably can't do it, we get our first reference to the third movie because he starts saying, "I wish I would have made it to the Old West before I had to get rid of the machine."
That's my favorite time period.
That's the one place I definitely would have gone.
Damn, I wish I would have done that. But now it's time to
get rid of the machine.
Get rid of the machine and turn my pursuits to the ultimate question of the universe: women.
Yeah,
that cracked me up. I'm just like, I mean, good luck with that shit, man.
And then they end up back in time. And I'm going to tell you right now.
They should have immediately known something was up.
Doc did.
Did he?
Go watch again. He's looking out the window like,
I think we're good.
And then they play it off because the plane comes in. Like he just didn't know until he saw the plane they were in the right time. But I'm telling you, watch his face. Like go back and watch it again. I swear you see a lot more of a, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Or this doesn't look right.
Well, yeah, when they go to drop Jennifer off at her house, right? Marty should have immediately been like, "Why is there this crashed pickup truck in the middle of her fucking driveway?"
He calls out the windows, the bars.
Yeah, after they walk past, it's completely smashed, and it's just cockeyed in her driveway.
Car accidents happen all the time, man.
Was that there before?
But car accidents happen all the time.
Sure, I guess.
You don't know.
There's a lot of things where they should.
They definitely didn't
graffiti on the wall. Did you see the spray paint on the wall of Jennifer's house? There's a bunch of shit where they should have been like, wait, something's wrong.
I'm on your side, man. I'm not trying to say that you're wrong. I'm just saying specifically the car. Accidents happen every place. The graffiti is a much better example.
Maybe her dad crashed earlier
or someone else, or some random person was going down
just
the street.
smashed into
accidents happen. That one's less of a proof. The spray paint, that one you should fixate on. That one's a good one because again, they aren't in the kind of neighborhood for graffiti.
Right.
So that one is a good point.
It's supposed to be like a nice little suburban area, right?
That one is the one I would focus on.
But when Doc and them drive in, they got for sale sign on like every house and shit. It's all fucked up. A lot of clues.
And my problem with this whole scene is we know why it's extra bad. Like they've left Jennifer in like random places 3 times and supposedly to them in their thinking at least. It's not a random place, it's her house. I don't care if you think this is the nice neighborhood. It's fucked up to leave someone sleeping outside on their front porch. Period.
Especially like a young girl. You shouldn't just leave her outside.
I don't care how good of a neighborhood it is.
Yeah.
Wrong is wrong, and that is wrong.
She's been knocking on the door.
Thank you.
Mrs. Jennifer's mom and dad.
But yeah, as they're leaving.
She's a little drunk. She needs to sleep it off. I mean, take the heat, but like give them some kind of excuse. Like, sorry, I got your daughter drunk and she's passed out.
Yeah, then as they're leaving is when he randomly throws out the bars. And it's like, dude, you shouldn't have maybe seen that right away.
Yeah.
I can't believe it took you that
long. He does.
Long.
It's just like a throwaway line. He's just walking away like, I don't remember there being bars on the window.
And again, this is the part where he has left her. So it's a little bit more forgivable that he maybe didn't notice right away. This is once he's away. Now's when he really starts seeing like chalk outlines on the ground.
Shit.
Cars just on fire. Like crazy stuff is going on around now.
I'm still just going to go home.
Yeah. And when he gets home.
Gates locked. Oh, that's weird. Oh. Still doesn't question
jumps
anything.
Over.
I'm going to climb in through my window.
I love this. She screams. Dad comes in. Dad loses it. Shotgun. Boom, boom. Get the fuck up. Literally. If you pay attention, though, Marty starts saying stuff, and every time Marty says something, the dad just repeats it back to him in that, like, aggressively questioning kind of phrase.
I made a mistake. You're damn right you made a mistake.
Yeah. He's like,
I'm in the wrong house. You're fucking right. You're in the wrong house.
I love how funny it is. Every single thing he says, and the dad's just like,
right. Yep. That is exactly what would happen. I don't give a fuck if you are here on accident. Like,
I don't want any trouble. You got trouble.
Chases him all the way out the door and shit. And then it starts to dawn on him, like he's looking around like, wait.
I was wrong. This is when we see the car.
The car and the shit online.
This also is when you see that down the street from him, you could see that it was a skyscraper. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Lion Estates
didn't have that.
When he left in 85.
Right? That should have been
was
immediate.
Visible from the porch.
This giant build? What is this huge plant.
Like we were a suburb,
over here, right?
We were a suburb, not in the middle of the urban.
Suddenly,
sprawl.
there's a giant skyscraper and like a factory plant with pipes.
Yeah,
and
all
shit.
of a sudden they're not.
Where'd
all of a
these
sudden
come
they're not a
from?
suburb. They're literally like in the middle of the city, right? Like
when the fuck did that happen?
And again, like the skyscraper was close enough he could see it
Right.
from the house, and so it's like that wasn't your giveaway.
So he starts to have the oh shit moment, like
Yeah.
is this the right time? So he grabs the newspaper and he's looking
off
at
a
it.
random porch. Whose porch was it?
It's Mr. Strickland's
I
porch.
love this suit.
Like
I
a
love
shotgun
Militant.
right in his face.
I love Militant Strickland.
He is awesome, dude. He is full body armor,
Yes.
bandolier of fucking shotgun
Random
shells.
gang comes by, shoots at him.
He just fucking
Like
you
it-
slackers.
Yes, like it's not even a thing,
It's
dude.
a Monday to him. It's the most. He's just people keep stealing his
Yeah.
fucking newspaper.
Well, then through the conversation, this is Marty starts to find out things that are wrong. Right?
Yeah, the
Like, so
school's been burned down for like 6 years.
Yeah,
Strickland has no idea who
Marty
he
is, which means he would never went to school
Yep.
here. Yep, exactly. And so now we see him like wandering into the city, which again normally would have been far from his house, but now might only be a block,
next door.
1 block
Yeah,
away.
you just walk down the street. There
right?
it is.
For all we know, because again, we saw the first skyscraper was at the end of his street, so we don't know how. Maybe he only wandered for 5 minutes.
Right. He stumbles into Red from, if you remember, from
Yeah.
the drunk from the first movie. You crazy drunk pedestrian.
And then he sees on the TV, right? This is where he's really
the Biff Tannen Museum.
he starts to really get some information about like what's
What the fuck's
drastically
going
different.
on?
This is our Donald Trump Biff,
Yeah.
100%. Give me 1 second. Oh, this is also when we get our I Can't Drive 55.
Yeah, this is the Sammy Hagar, right?
Which,
Because you
again,
got all the bikers
at
and
the
shit.
time, this was it was a song that really meant you were sticking it to the man.
Yeah, fuck, I'm gonna drive 55 and you can't stop me because speed limit was
Yeah.
like 30.
And nowadays, 55 is city limit driving.
that's just
like,
going
that's
down
not,
the
like he
connector
was
now.
mad that he couldn't do that on the highway.
Gonna pull me over for doing 25? Fuck you, man.
And so it's very funny. Again, at the time it was great. Nowadays you're looking at it and you're like, okay, well he doesn't sound like a badass screaming that. He sounds like a goofy ass. While Marty is out on the street and he's learning all this stuff through the different news things and videos he's seeing, randomly people walk up behind him.
Yeah, these people just walk
Right?
up fucking behind him. And shit.
Oh, before we even deal with that though, the last thing he hears before they show up
Is that Biff married his mom
in 73.
in 73. He after banging Marilyn Monroe.
Well, after being
and
married,
fucking
she was the
like
third time's the charm. That's what he
like
says.
Catherine
Yeah.
Hepburn and shit. He picks
His
Lorraine.
The news even
McFly?
lied, right? Said high school sweetheart, and we're like, when was that?
Yeah,
I
what
don't
the fuck?
recall that.
I'm little bullshit.
You got Trump money, you can say
yeah,
whatever
you can
want.
do whatever the fuck you want. Why are you going back and bothering this bitch?
Well, that's why he is, because
Yeah.
he's got Trump money.
That was the whole point of the Trump money,
Yeah.
as we find out later. Because she made one comment.
Yeah.
Not even if you had $1 million. So that's the stupid son of a bitch. Is like, well, what if I had 2?
I don't even know if that's really what it is. I think that was more of a
I'll show you, bitch.
yeah.
Yeah.
Less than it was exactly why he did this. This is just because a guy in the 80s, when you tell a guy in the 80s that he needs power, it's just it's be this guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, think about the 80s. Yeah.
Beat Donald Trump.
Yeah. And so like that's why that is. And then the
Ted Turner, actually.
yeah.
More Ted
Yeah.
Turner in the 80s, really.
and so again, the power hungry comes from that. Like all of it
Yeah.
kind of leads to the one character, the thing. Yeah, so once he finds out though that his mom got married to Donald Trump Biff,
Yeah, he starts to freak out, turns around, and he runs into Biff's boys.
one of them being Billy Zane.
Billy Zane in old man makeup, so
Yeah.
you might not notice.
He's
the one in the cowboy hat.
He's my favorite one of the group because he is also the one that says, "You want to do this the easy way or the hard way?" the easy way.
Okay, I have problems with this. They clearly have different definitions of what easy and hard are. To them, the easy way is to just blackjack the son of a bitch and drag him upstairs.
Either the writer didn't understand what the phrasing of that means, or we don't understand. I don't know what it is.
The easy way is like, okay, I go peacefully and I'll just walk upstairs.
Everybody walks, right?
To them, it's no. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out and carry you upstairs.
Which is not easy, because exactly like how you
like more effort on my part,
dead
right?
weight? It took all three of them to get him up the stairs.
I don't know. Billy Zane's pretty big. He could have like firemen carried him up there. They have an elevator, surely.
Yeah, but they got to take him up the back way. They can't do that in front of
they
everybody.
like right through the casino. It's
right?
Like, who's that unconscious guy?
Come on. But then he wakes up. We get the scene that we've seen again. This is one of those we see it. In every
happens
movie.
In every movie.
Yeah, we saw it in the first one when he woke up after getting hit by the car. We see it right now. It's in the third one. Early in the third one. It's like one of the first things. Yeah. And so like, well, one of the first things after time travel. I guess,
when he gets back to 1885.
Yeah. But so this is him waking up and hearing his mom talk to him all affectionately.
Oh, you're okay now,
Marty. It's okay.
You're all safe.
This is that voice you were talking about. That
weird voice that she
kind of
uses.
Raspy in a weird way.
Oh, she is a drunk in this timeline, so I guess I could fuck your voice up.
This being the most real Leia Thompson to Michael J. Fox, like they didn't have to age her up stupidly, right? Because again, like the actors, they're almost the same age. She's just because of timey-wiminess.
Bullshit.
She's always
older.
Yeah. So this time, since she's had a lot of plastic surgery done to her,
they didn't have to do as much.
They were like, oh, we can kind of leave her close to normal, right? Other than the giant fake,
the fucking dude, the fake tits.
When she walks further away from the camera, it's not so bad. But that very first
shot, you're like, they had to put the necklace.
Yeah, you're just like, that looks
to hide
like
a
piece of plastic.
There is these are prosthetic titties.
It's horrible.
The huge like necklace
but they are supposed
to
be. They're supposed to be.
Horrible. I get it, but
they want us to know they're fake.
It didn't translate well into HD.
I know they
don't move.
They did want us to know they were fake, though.
That's true. I mean, fake titties don't really move.
Literally,
Mom, you're so big.
Yeah, he even comments to her about it.
Quit staring at your mom's tits. It's weird.
Biff comes in. We hear he's shocked to find out that Marty's back from Switzerland.
He's like, you get kicked out of another one
so quick.
Yeah, he's supposed to be in boarding school or some shit.
And it's like, goddamn, can we address this for a second?
In Switzerland?
Because later on we find out that he didn't know Marty was the problem, right? So this is 100% just him being a dick. This isn't him thinking he's protecting himself.
Yeah, like
this isn't a
Zeus.
This isn't a Zeus sending off his children thing.
To keep him.
This is 100% just I'm a dick and I don't want
to deal with your fucking kids, so we're gonna send them to goddamn Switzerland.
That's nuts, right?
Because he didn't know that Marty was the guy who was gonna come looking for the almanac.
Yep. Biff then starts bashing on the rest of her kids, right? Telling her how much of a fuck up this one is and that one is.
Yeah.
And you better watch your mouth. You want things from me.
Then he pushes her fucking down.
He pushes her.
And Marty, like anybody fucking would, starts to go, but his fucking little goon squad stops him and shit.
Marty steps up, says something, goon squad grab him, and then he takes a pot shot.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bullshit, dude. You don't punch somebody.
Man. Tell your boys to back off and we'll fight for real, you little son of a bitch.
Especially because you hit his mom, because I promise you right now.
Fuck you, I'd kill you.
Right? You can't do
I
that
would
shit.
tear your throat out with my teeth.
But so while this is all going on, Lorraine's like, "Fuck you, I'm done. If you're
leaving.
Treat my son like
my
this,
son, I'm out."
And he's like, "I don't think you're out. I'm gonna cut you off from everything. I'm gonna cut you off from this, from the surgeries, from that." And she's like, "You wanted this.
Yeah, you wanted me to get these.
Titties.
You want these titties back?
Take
you can
them back."
have them."
For the second time, he calls out her kids.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, fine. I'll cut your kids off. Your fucking daughter.
You would never.
All of her stupid credit card bills done. Your son, I'm gonna call his probation officer back to fucking jail. You want Marty to go to jail? One call from me, Marty goes to jail too.
They're all gonna end up like your brother Joey.
Right?
Goddamn jailbird Joey. Can't we leave this guy alone?
He's still in jail. Is there ever a happy ending for Joey?
No,
just
I don't
a little.
If there is, we don't
one
see it.
One line of dialogue somewhere. We're like, Joey got out of jail.
No, if there is, we never see it for sure.
Is it in the cartoon?
I don't
Remember the
think
cartoon
so.
they
I
did?
can't remember. I don't think so.
Be a little dark for a cartoon. Like, we got Joey out of jail.
But so she goes along with it because she's like, he's
Dude,
right.
this hurt,
He's
dude.
right. He's right. I was wrong.
I was wrong. Like, dude, I hated this. I was
Hearing
just like,
that in that voice, especially. I don't know why, but it is. It's just like,
fuck, man, no.
So
That, and I love Leah
gut.
Thompson so much. I want to hold her.
It hit him hard. He can't believe it.
And he's like, well, how in the hell could you leave Dad for this asshole?
And then she says, well, how hard did they hit you this time,
Are
Marty?
you okay? And he's like, no,
You can't
no,
remember?
I'm not okay.
How hard did they hit him this time?
This time.
This
This
time.
happens at least once a month.
Right?
He'll ditch school, try to come back, save his mom. He gets knocked the fuck
That
out.
was-
I totally believe it.
Yeah, I do
Marty.
too. I do too, but it was still...
He's
it was,
like planning his escapes
it
from
was one of
boarding
those
school.
like real quick pieces of dialogue.
Right.
Though. Like she just says it and then it instantly moves past it. And you're like, this time, how many times is Marty getting knocked around?
At
God
least
damn.
once a month, right?
But yeah, she's like, no, your dad's dead.
He's been dead for 12 years.
He's at this, at
the
this
Oak Point Cemetery or something like that.
We see him make it to the cemetery. No, Dad,
God, no, dude.
Yeah.
Nobody screams like Michael J. Fox. He has the best fucking like scream reactions to things.
And we see Doc shows up behind him,
I'm afraid it's true, Marty. And I figured you'd be here once I found
Right.
out about your dad.
and it's like, where have you been this whole time?
He has been investigation mode. Like the second he got
you
back,
couldn't immediately tell Marty once you realize, like, again, Marty has
Yeah.
been traveling a world he doesn't know. The Doc couldn't
The
be
whole
like,
time.
I knew. I should have probably have told you this.
No, he had to go break into the library and do research.
And now we get to see he's talking. He's giving Marty the briefing, right? In the post-apocalyptic version of Doc's laboratory.
Yeah, dude
This
is like leaking
much
roof
much
and
like this
shit.
movie has my favorite version of the DeLorean. This is my
the
favorite version of
his
Doc's
lab.
lab. Yeah. This weird, like
It's
everything's ripped
everything's
apart.
broken,
Yes,
and
I
he has
love
to
this.
light it with candles and
Love
shit.
it. Absolutely love it.
Pulls the chalkboard out of the pile of crap, and he's like, "Look, we fucked up somewhere. Biff took the book." Created a new timeline. Now we have this fucked up 1985.
This is again, this is not the best version of like time travel, like understanding or anything like that.
Go to
But
Doctor
if
Who
you
for that.
follow just this speech and what happens from this point on, everything does follow the laws, the rules he put out in front.
and I appreciate
The problem is that what happened before doesn't
yeah.
fit the rules that he
they
says right
made.
now. It's like the writers thought about it halfway. They were like, whatever we say right now has to stay true. But they were like, they didn't think about whatever they said right now has to be true, right?
Yeah.
But they tried. I will give them
I
credit.
appreciate the shit
They
out of that.
really did try.
We established a set of rules, and
And
we
from
stuck
this
to
point
it.
forward, yeah,
This
this
is what's
is how it
happening.
works. This is how time travel works from this point forward. I will give them that. But yeah, so the speech is that as soon as we created this alternate timeline, we now can't even go to the future to try to stop them from
Yeah, 'cause
traveling
that's
back.
Marty's first suggestion. He's like, "Well, let's go to the future, and we'll
Yeah.
stop old Biff from
Exactly.
taking the DeLorean."
But we can't do that because if we go to 2015 now, we're going to that 2000. We're
yeah.
going to alternate
when
2015.
Biff is still in power and evil.
We're not going to go to the one we've already been to. Yeah, exactly. We can only the only problem with this is like real time travel would say that since now that is in their past,
yeah,
that is concrete. That is real.
yeah.
Right? Like that's the whole problem with the movie is like I love that they tried and they did. But almost every other version of time travel would be like, it's the bootstrap paradox, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever happened in your past is
real. You can't.
And so
change
now
it.
that Marty went to the future
is the only
and the
thing that can be
future
changed.
but the problem is he went to the future. That future is
Is
his
now.
past,
Yep.
which means it is real.
Yep, that's what happened. Now you fucked it up.
Right?
You should have stayed in the past.
At best, the whole movie should have been on the premise that there are paradoxes about to eat away at the universe.
The whole structure of the universe
Right.
starts to collapse.
That should be what they're trying to save right now. Because
Great
that's
rifts start opening in the sky, like on that Futurama episode.
because that's what's going on now, right?
Yeah.
It should be by their own rule.
Yeah, they fucked
It-
the space-time continuum up. You're like, everything is going bad.
But But I'll give them, they tried, and what they did do from this point forward, they follow really well.
Yes.
So we won't even focus on the bad part. We'll just focus on they do a good job of what they say needs to happen to fix what happened.
Yeah.
So Marty now knows he has to fix it.
Yep.
He knows.
Just doesn't know the exact point.
And he looks at Doc and says, "Fuck that! I'll find out.
I'll go ask him."
Balls of steel on this.
Yeah,
guy.
he does. He just walks right back into the fucking hotel. Biff's in the hot tub with the two bitches
watching some
Clint Eastwood. Great freaking flick.
Bulletproof vest. Gotta love that.
Yeah, that comes back.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
yes.
a little bit. Well, that's from Good, Bad, and the Ugly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and so now that he's sitting there, he basically kicks the door open,
Right.
looks down at Biff in the hot tub, and just says, "I got 3 words for you.
Gray's Sports Almanac."
Literally everything. The tone from fucking Biff towards Marty.
Right.
He instantly tells him bitches to get out of the fucking
party's
place. I gotta
over.
talk to her. I gotta talk to Marty.
I gotta talk to
him.
my son.
Yeah.
Quotations.
And literally the whole conversation is different, right? Like the way he talks to him, he's not talking to him like you're a dumb kid. He's like, "Oh, you're the real foil to my plan.
You might be the guy I was warned about, right?" That's his demeanor that takes
yeah,
over.
this old man came to me.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
He said this old man came to me a couple days after I wrecked
my car in a drag race.
And he goes, "You mean a manure truck?" I
How
love
the fuck
that.
did you know that?
He didn't even say that. He just kind of looks at him with that look of like,
right? That my dad told me about it, before he died. Which doesn't make sense when he was like 3 years old.
He'd have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I did that math. I was like,
and that explains the look on Biff's face when he's just like, "Yeah, your dad. Okay,
sure." Again, at this point though, Biff already knows, so it's okay.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm just gonna keep.
Yeah, I'll play along
right
now, right?" And so, but as soon as he made that statement, though, Marty already knew what he needed. But everything else that happens right here, extra, right? Marty found out the second he said manure truck. He goes, I was there. I know
the date. November 12th, 1955. Let's go.
Let's do this.
Now all I have to do is get out of this room alive.
And so he pulls out the gun. He's like ready to fucking take him out. Calls his bad guy cronies to come chase him down.
I love this shit. He starts going down the stairs.
The scissor staircase.
Jumps over the rail, and then goes up the stairs past.
I love
that. That was slick as fuck.
It's so nice.
If it wasn't for that damn door, he would have got away scot-free. Mm-hmm. But Biff sees the door shut last second, so he's like, he went upstairs.
Gets up on the roof with Marty. Marty gets him to admit that he killed George.
Yep.
Just for his own peace of mind.
Yeah, you killed my dad.
It's not like he's recording it. The police
are in his, gonna matter.
And the police are in this Biff's pocket.
Yeah, and it's not gonna matter because we're about to go back and change it anyway.
Well, I guess this they don't set up for us if this universe ceases to exist.
That's true.
There is still
universe.
There is still a Marty here in Switzerland.
Yeah.
That Marty might have a shitty life.
Before they jump, he writes a piece of paper, throws it in a mailbox for Marty McFly. Yo, Biff killed your dad.
But yeah, so plus though, like we said, the police are in this Biff's pocket, so I mean, none of it mattered at all. He just wanted Biff to say it out loud, and he does. He gets that. He gets the peace of mind to hear Biff say
Two McFlys with the same gun,
and then we get the most beautiful thing ever, where fucking Marty jumps off the roof.
And he does.
You see,
Biff's just like
at first he's excited. He's like, stupid fucking kid,
stupid kid,
and then he's like, wait a minute. And he goes to look over, and then he's scared shitless for a second as Marty's lifting up. They missed what I felt like was one of the best things they ever could have had right here, which was to have Biff say a flying DeLorean, like the Biff from the beginning of the movie, because it's not the same Biff. This is alternate timeline Biff.
Yeah,
they could have had the same line delivery from what is 2 different people,
and then knock him out with the door.
Dude, they should have done that. A flying DeLorean,
donk.
But we don't.
Would have been perfect. That's fine. Yeah. Small things you wish you could go back and change.
We gotta hurry.
Oh shit!
That's with no stopping. We gotta hurry.
This is a great movie.
I know we're getting too comfortable. Yeah, so now, though, Marty knows where they need to go back to. Doc looks at the paper. He's no longer been... Oh, wait, sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Marty knows when they need to go back to. He tells Doc, he's like, you're not going to believe this.
We got to go back to 1955. I don't believe it.
But then Doc even is like starts to speculate, right? Like, he's like, maybe it's like a nexus point or amazing coincidence. Do you know what I think it is? It's way simpler than that. We've already seen the display glitch, right?
Yeah.
It glitched to show 1885. What if the bottom glitched and showed the last time it traveled to?
Yeah.
And Biff saw that and goes, I know that time. That seems good.
That seems good. I was around. I was in high school at that point. That sounds awesome. I was about 16, right?
It seems like he overanalyzed what should have been an easy assumption.
Simple glitch on your fucking... Because it happens like 3 times and he has to smack it. And he's like, I really need to fix that.
So yeah, I was just like, I think he's putting too much thought into why they're going back to 1955 again. But they land at the behind the Lion Estates soon sign. Right? And when they park there, I love this. Doc pulls out a briefcase full of cash from every
time period.
Like, I was like, damn,
gotta be ready for every possibility.
Again, proving what you said earlier. How long has he been doing this?
How long have you?
He's got a full
briefcase of money.
This is like a drop bag, right? Like, this is like shit hits the fan. I'm ready for it.
This is his bug out money time travel bag. You never know when you might need money.
It's insane. So he hands some cash to Marty, goes over with Marty. He's like, look, I'm going to be here and here. You're going to be here and here. I need you to do this. I'm going to do this. The only thing that's wrong with all of this is that Doc says, I'll stick with me, you stick with you, but we shouldn't see each other, and don't let yourself see yourself.
If you see yourself, you're just going to cause a paradox, and we're going to die.
So shouldn't Doc have been with Marty and Marty been with Doc?
I think that would have been a fun experience. I want to see Christopher Lloyd try to do all the fun shit Marty tries to do with Biff's car and everything, trying to get the magazine back.
But that's not what we get. We get to see everybody almost dance with themselves essentially over and over again.
We get to go through the first movie almost.
Oh yeah, with a whole lot of it.
A whole lot of it.
My favorite thing before we even get started with that is just that Marty got told to buy some incognito clothes.
Something inconspicuous.
I love
James Dean.
I love this inconspicuous outfit. The fedora and the sunglasses. I love this. It's not inconspicuous at all. It's conspicuous. It is conspicuous.
He was more inconspicuous in the first movie when he just borrowed George's clothes.
He somehow doesn't ever get seen, though.
No.
I will point that out. Nobody make fun of it.
Nobody ever goes, hey, you're
does its
weird.
Job. He also gets the walkie-talkie. Right? With the crazy... What is this?
The range on this fucking
antenna
thing
was massive, dude. He's not supposed to be seen while using this thing.
Right? Fucking 30-foot fucking antenna.
So, again, he knows where to go because he knows the manure. He remembers this. He literally goes up to here. What, like I pointed out to you, is the guy who's selling the pamphlets and shit about saving the
Watchtower. He's like, your car was full of horse shit. It cost $300. You need to give me $300-something bucks because of that shit.
That seems fair. That seems fair. That's a lot of shit.
In 1955, though, that'd be like $2,000 now.
Well, but again, he cleaned shit.
That's fair, I guess.
It's not his job to shovel shit.
That's very true.
He is doing that as a mechanic and then still mechanicking your car afterwards.
Your car.
I think 300 is more than fair.
Can't even eat lunch in my shop because of the smell.
Right? Well, then he had to figure out where to put the shit.
Yeah, he's like, I had to call Old Man Jones to come get it. And he's like, Old Man Jones probably sold it back to people.
But again, that doesn't help him.
No.
Right? So like I said.
But while that's going on, Marty dives into the back of the car and covers himself with a blanket so he can ride with.
Old man Biff shows up to Biff.
The maneuver. I remember all that.
Nobody else can start my car. How do you know how to do that, old man?
Just get in the damn car. You want to marry that fucking girl over there? You get in a car and listen to me.
Oh, that's right. We didn't even cover that. But yeah,
Biff goes and pervs on Lorraine, and
like the only thing it really sets up for us is that he's hitting on her. The line you said about the $1 million, and the fact that Biff can't get these jokes right.
Yeah, that's about as useless as a screen door on a battleship.
Submarine, you moron.
Even old Biff
make like a tree and leave.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
Yeah, goddamn, dude.
It's make like a tree and leave. You sound so stupid. You know that's old man Biff chewing him out for it. So
Chewing
you know,
himself
like
out.
he seriously was like,
Finally
after
had a
he
point.
Finally
Yeah.
in his life was like, I've been doing it wrong this whole fucking time. God damn it.
Yeah, so he gets back to the house, his grandma's house. This is so funny because he tells young version of himself, I'm a relative, right?
Yeah.
But then he tells him to say hi to your grandma almost in like a creepy way. Right? Like, say hi to your grandma for me. And I'm like, it's your grandma too.
Right? What the fuck
You
was
said
that
that
about?
almost sexual. Just because you're now the same age as your grandma?
She did have him like rubbing her feet all the time.
I-
Maybe they
dude,
had a weird relationship.
I don't know. But it was definitely...
Maybe we should feel bad for Biff.
I don't know, but it was awkward for sure, right? The way old man Biff said that to young
That makes
Biff.
this all dark. Like there's this like whole dark chapter to Biff's life, and it's like sexual abuse.
But so he gets told to take the book, right? And he's
Don't
like,
ever let it out of your sight.
Now, my main problem with this is we saw earlier in the flashback that he didn't make his first big bet until 1958. 3 years. Now, maybe he made a ton of small bets.
Yeah, and maybe that was like the big one.
But why? Why? If I had that book, I'd be making big bets immediately.
Especially right after the Biff was like,
he just had to pay $300 for this car.
Yeah, like I need money. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna fucking like, what's the next fucking big game? I need $500 on that.
Yeah, I don't. I did not understand the 3-year time wait on using the
especially
book like
after
that.
he just proved it. Like,
in
his car,
exactly
with the radio. Like, hey, I bet you they're gonna win by 19-17. What are you talking about? They just said they lost.
That
2 seconds later,
it would have been done.
I'd been like, oh shit, gimme. Yeah, no, never letting this out of my sight. This is legit, right? Yeah, fuck.
Let's see, where do we go from there? My notes are over.
Then he leaves, and they lock poor Marty in the garage, and he has to call Doc, and it's like, Dad, they locked me in. I don't know what to do. Fly the DeLorean over here and get me out. I can't. Doc's like, I can't. It's daylight, but I'll figure it out. Immediate cut. It's dark, so I guess he just spent all night in the garage, and Biff is getting ready to go to the
wasted time.
Yeah, just the enchantment under the sea dance. All of a sudden, I want to point out that was not a very sturdy ass lock. I could have got out of that fucking garage.
Well, I'm sure you could have found any other way out.
Right,
of that
like I
garage,
could have
too.
got out. I would have busted that fucking lock.
But so then we get to be on our way to the dance.
Yep.
Where everything happens. This again, guys. We know. I mean,
it's the first movie.
We're kind of gonna blow through this pretty quick.
Just seen from like a different angle.
Well, the next like 30 minutes are mainly just like there are a couple of brand new scenes, but most of it is just you seeing stuff from the first one
from a different perspective. Different perspective.
So we're at the dance. While we're at the dance, this Marty can't be seen by the Marty that's on stage. So playing some kick-ass guitar licks.
Right.
So he's got to try to hide. That's fine, though, because he just needs the book.
Yep. And luckily for him, Strickland runs into him and takes it. So we get to he has to go steal it from Strickland's office, right?
Except for the gang.
Yeah. God damn it.
Stupid gang.
Stupid gang. Billy Zane and his bullshit.
And the dude with the 3D glasses, the 3D movie glasses.
All right, when I was a kid and I saw this for the first time, I thought that was really fucking cool.
No, I still think it's cool. I would rock that. I would want to buy the glasses.
I do not think I could pull that off.
I would do it. I don't care. It's fine.
You got the weird colored hair. You could probably pull it off.
But yeah, so now Marty has to try to escape the gang.
Yep.
We end up on the rafters.
Yeah, above when he's playing Johnny Be Good and stuff, and he's like going over there and stuff. But the gang is like, how'd he get up on stage? We're gonna jump him.
Yeah.
So they're just off on the corner of the stage, and dude, like they're loaded. They pulled like big club things out and shit. Billy Zane's ready to bust some ass.
They were a gang. We don't see enough of it in the other movies, but they were a gang.
Yeah, dude, no, these are some rough dudes. Yeah. Like they fuck you up. Luckily, fucking Marty pulls the rope for the
the backstage.
Sand. Just like 80 bags of sand that just
it's
drop
sandbags.
on
It's what holds some of the lights.
Counterweight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
bullshit. We've all seen it in theater stuff.
We may not all understand it, but we've seen it.
Right. So he drops it on their fucking heads, and they all get knocked out. And he rides the thing back down.
And let's not forget the amount of admiration you can constantly see in his face as he like looks down at different times. Like,
yeah,
I was fucking good.
Awesome.
I am.
Look
the
at me
king
killing it right now. Fuck yeah.
He says your kids are gonna love this one, and like that the
Marty's up here just like
Back to the Future 2 Marty was like, that was a good line. That was fucking good.
I liked that.
I'm good.
I'm so
clever.
cool right now. Oh shit, they're waking back up.
I better go. Yeah.
He lets go of the rope and the thing
Boom.
falls back down, knocks them all out again.
He makes it to Strickland's room finally, right?
Yeah.
It's not the magazine.
No, but I love this whole sneaking through the thing,
Yeah.
right? Like he's sitting there, he's trying to like get the magazine, and Strickland like leans back on his
The
chair,
farts?
smashes his fucking hand.
This scene was so tense as a kid.
Yeah, right? Because you're just like, oh, any second he's gonna get found out, right? Strickland's gonna look down and see him, but no.
He handles it well.
Yep.
Pulls
Doesn't
through.
even make a noise when he gets his hand smashed.
Pulls through. Good on
and
him.
gets the magazine, right?
But it's not a
Hooray.
magazine. It's not.
Fuck.
Like I already said, just the cover. Just the dust-proof cover.
God damn it.
Why do you need a dust-proof cover if the pages are dust-proof?
I don't know. But it's that ooh la la. It's a nudie magazine.
He's got a nudie magazine, exactly.
Fuck. I mean, good on Biff for making that switch in the middle in the middle of Strickland like interrogating him. He just switches the dust covers like behind his back.
Smart, good.
But now we got to find out where he's at. Where the fuck is he?
But we know where Biff is.
He's outside the window. He's in the car, and George is about to knock the
Yeah,
fuck out of him.
This is the beauty of again. Marty
We've
knows.
seen this movie already, right?
And so we already know what happens. He gets knocked out.
Yep. And Back to the Future 2.
Yeah.
Marty runs up. Hey, I know CPR.
It's okay. I got this.
What's CPR?
Don't worry.
He fucking knocks him out. Like, that's CPR.
Wait till they're not looking.
Punch
Like half of them weren't looking. That was the beauty part of it. Like he's like, it's okay, and he sees that most of them aren't looking. Whack!
Fucking whacks him. Takes the almanac out of his jacket and runs off. And that guy's just like, I think he took his wallet. I think he took his wallet.
Hey, that guy took his wallet. I love that. When do we break away to do the Doc Brown scene? Because that happens somewhere during all
I think
this.
it's like right now.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah,
we can go ahead. So we might be off a little bit on exactly when the breakaway is, but we break away to Doc Brown. His scene is shorter, so we can definitely just kind of get it out of the way real quick, right? He walks up on his 1950s self doing the testing of the line, right? Making sure it's ready for everything that night.
Hey, can you give me a wrench? And he's just like, oh shit. Fuck.
Then
don't you mean this wrench?
Yeah, then he's like, I think that's the wrong size.
Yeah, he like walks backwards towards him, like trying to keep his face away.
To which you want to be like, don't you think that you yourself would ask someone else why they're doing something?
Right, I would be like, you're being weird. What the fuck, dude?
And he stands on the other side of that light pole.
Yep, just keeping his face as hidden as much as possible. I bet you're doing some weather bullshit, right? Some experiments. I have some experience with this. He's like, yeah. There's supposed to be some lightning. You're talking about the storm that's coming up and shit. And he's like, well, maybe I'll see you in the future or the past. And then the 1955 Doc Brown's like, wait, what? Kind of looks at him.
And he's gone.
Yeah. That's it. That's that scene.
It was beautiful.
Right.
It was all just for laughs. Again, Marty is dealing...
Just to show off the side-by-side technology.
Marty is dealing with actual drama.
Bullshit.
The Doc is just dealing with real quick conversation with himself.
And then he just goes and like grabs the DeLorean and is like, I'll meet you on the roof.
Okay.
What? I got the almanac. Let's go. But then he runs into fucking Biff again and he's like, you and me, motherfucker, we're going to fight.
We're going to have this out.
I'm not going to fight you. And so he tries to walk away, calls him a fucking chicken again.
And of course, never learns his lesson.
Every goddamn time.
3 movies worth of him not learning that lesson. Dude.
And he doesn't even like, it's not even like Biff knocks him out. He turns around to go get in Biff's face and other Marty comes running through the door and knocks him out with the fucking door.
Biff's like,
oh shit, you have my fucking mag.
Thank
you
you.
son of a bitch. He starts shit stomping him. You son of a bitch. Stomps a mud hole in him and walks it dry.
Yeah.
A little stone cold for you.
Then heads to his car because he's got to take off. Marty.
He just runs up to the roof and jumps in the DeLorean, I guess. I guess his only real option, I guess. It's not like he could chase after him on foot.
Yeah. Because, well, again, we need the hoverboard.
Yeah, we're about to get to that.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I love his first suggestion.
We had to get back to the car just so that way he could have that.
I love Marty's first suggestion. He's just like, why don't we just land the DeLorean on top of him and cripple his car? I agree with Doc. That's a 46 floor. It'd tear through that thing like tinfoil. It's just sheet metal.
Whatever, dude. The DeLorean is stainless steel.
Yeah, that 46 floor is like wrought iron. It'd tear right through it. I guarantee don't think so. It. Or at worst, you'd just be wearing a DeLorean hat going down the road.
That's what I say. Maybe through the bottom. I don't think it would tear through that body, dude. DeLorean bodies are fucking.
It just smashes down, and then it's just got like a DeLorean hat going down the road.
But again, technically that would work for you.
Fucking Biff's just in
Biff
the middle.
Can't see where he's going.
Biff just pops in the middle of them and like, hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know enough, but I'm pretty sure I've seen those frames take on some damage.
I have no idea. It just seems like I would just smash through. But now
if this were any other car, I would agree with you because most cars are fiberglass.
Let's drop a fucking Ferrari.
But but like when you say the DeLorean, I'm like, that's one of the only other cars I know is a solid metal frame.
That's a welded sheet metal, baby.
It's solid metal for sure. It's definitely not plexiglass like what a lot of cars in '89 were. But either way, though, the doc's like, well, we definitely can't do that. We got to have a different plan.
How did Biff not notice this? They just like drift back behind him.
Basically. So then the plan was
and turn their headlights on like they're just a car.
Well, and then Marty sees he's got the hoverboard in the back of the car. And he's like,
I got this.
Doc, you get me close.
Right, get me close, and I'm gonna slide on up and grab it.
This is insane.
Just the only way this works is if Biff is just blissfully unaware of anything going on around him.
Well, he is too, because not only do I mean it's insane that this was the plan, because like you said, they drop down behind him, he doesn't fucking notice. Marty gets out of the car and like hovers over and grabs the bumper. And then not even like the 5-minute scene it takes while he's on the bumper. He gets in the back of the car.
Right.
Radios on his walkie-talkie to Doc Brown.
Like, I'm good. Get out of here.
And Biff still doesn't notice a man talking.
Fiddling with his radio.
A man talking.
He thought it was his radio.
Less,
That's why he was
less than 2 feet behind him.
Getting some interference from a Russian satellite.
So like I said, every bit of it's insane. Like it's like it just gets more and more insane as it happens. But we do finally build up to at least a working point for where he wrecks the car, right?
Yeah.
Because Marty knew where that was going.
Right. They get into the tunnel and he does the cool kickflip, grabs the book.
He's completely upside down.
And then it's just like the drag race part where he's like, oh shit. And he's like kicking for his life to go down to the other end and Biff's fucking just hauling ass at him.
Literal shit.
Yeah, dude. Like last second, Doc drops the flags.
Yes.
The little flag rope thing.
It's from the car lot.
Yeah, from the car lot thing. It pulls him up out of the way and he crashes into the shit again.
Or it's the sign for the Lion Estates. That's what it was.
the little
flag signs.
Things.
Yeah.
Manure!
But yeah, that's what I want to say this.
Manure.
So was that the same manure truck?
I think it was. It said
in the
Joe's.
Well, and it was like in the same place too, right? Like that's almost the same
fucking
So
spot.
does it ever move, or was it just still there because it got busted up from the last time he wrecked into it?
It's still there.
From him wrecking
the day
into
before.
It. So it's his own fault.
It's his own fault. You knew it was there, you idiot.
But yeah, so at this point though, we get everything we needed. We got
good.
This officially makes 2 times Biff is in shit now.
Yep.
Within days of each other.
Right. That's
awesome.
another $300.
That's
right
great.
there.
Yeah, we now know how much that's going to cost him.
Dude,
exactly.
$600 in 2 days in the 50s. Fuck.
And he doesn't have that book.
Yeah, he ain't got that book to get it back.
But the doc takes us up.
Back to the Lion's Estate sign.
Well, and he's showing us on the way there, right? He's showing us. He's like, "Oh, we made this."
Yeah.
Or no, this is all talking, right? That's
yeah, they're on the radio.
He
drops him off.
Because it can't be in the same car,
right? He's like, burn it, burn the book, and he lights it with the matches, and the matchbook
the doc
changes.
Pulls out the newspaper up in the car, and he's radioing down to Marty. He's like, "It's changed. It's all changed. We fixed it all." And he's like, that's great, Doc. All right. And they're just basically like celebrating, trying to figure out what they're going to do next.
Let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to the future. Lightning strikes the tree next to him.
He's like, you need to get me, Doc, so that way we can
let's get
go
the fuck
back
out of here.
Second strike.
As soon as he's like, be careful, don't be struck by lightning. As soon as he says it, lightning hits the DeLorean.
This is my favorite. Like, okay, we mentioned earlier, it's a flying car, still left the streak, right, when it time traveled.
This is like a
spiral, dude,
right?
like corkscrew. I love this fire.
Right?
The implication of what happened to that fucking DeLorean after it got struck.
Yeah, it's just like, we have no idea. It's
Can you imagine the wild ride Doc Brown
just went on?
Because those, again, it fully went upside down and shit. Like, that was like...
craziest roller coaster ever.
Had to be so much fun.
Right?
I hope he was buckled in.
He crashes in 1885, just like, whoo!
But so, again... We've already had like multiple references. We have a general idea where we're gonna be going. Now's when we get our official. I love this scene, dude.
The rain starts coming down. The car pulls up, and the dude in the fedora comes out, and he's being awful fucking hostile.
Yeah,
are you Marty McFly?
Work for Western Union. I have a letter here for you. It's been in our possession for
70 years or so.
78, I think, or something. I mean, it's something
a
crazy.
long fucking time.
He's just like, I guess we could do that math. Couldn't we?
Yeah,
it's 1885 to 1955.
So that'd be 70
years. Because that's right, 30 more years to make the 100, because they did 100. Yeah. He's like, we've had it for 70 years. 70 years? Yeah, we don't know, but it told us.
We had a pool, in fact. You know?
It told us to be at this exact point, at this exact time, on this exact date.
Look for a guy with your description.
Named Marty.
And we even had a pool on whether you'd actually be here.
Guess I lost.
That's probably why he was so hostile when he first got there. It's like, fuck, there's actually somebody here. I'm out $100.
Marty starts reading the letter.
Doc's alive.
Well, he reads all of it. We don't even get all of the details, right? Like, we just get skim pieces because we don't hear all of it until the next movie. But he skims through it, and basically we just know Doc is alive. It's 1885 because we see that at the top of the letter. And we're like, okay.
September 1st, 1885.
He starts screaming the Doc is alive. Literally, that fucking Western Union guy is like, what the fuck are you on about?
Dude, are you okay? Do you need help?
Right? Like, he's like, dude.
No, there's only one man who can help me right now. And then we cut over to the big climactic end scene of the first movie where Doc's hooking up the cable for the lightning to set it up.
He watches Marty. He's got this joyous face.
I did it. It's so good. And then
he's
Marty
still celebrating. Well, he's still celebrating for a second, right?
Yeah.
He's dancing down the street. He's literally like, yeah.
Other Marty runs up and
he's
like, wait a minute, I sent you back to the future.
I just sent you back.
I'm back. I'm back from the future.
No, that's it. You gotta slow it down because I love the way he delivers that. He goes, "It's me, Doc. It's me, Marty. I'm back from the future."
And then passes out. I love Marty's last line in the entire fucking movie is, fantastic, because now he's got to like pick Doc Brown up because he passed out in the middle of the road.
I love this.
To be continued.
I love this too because, like we said, every movie starts with where the last one stopped, right? So the next one starts with this exact scene, and I love it because it transitions directly into the Howdy Doody song, and I can't watch the end. Yes, I can't watch this and not hear the Howdy Doody theme song as soon as it finishes.
As soon as it ends,
like when you start seeing credits,
it starts showing you like the preview for the third movie.
Yeah,
You're
I'm hearing Howdy Doody song. Yeah, because I used to watch them like that back to back, and so like literally I can't see all of that happen and then not instantly start singing the Howdy Doody theme song.
Hell yeah!
All right, on that note, we are done.
We are done with this movie.
So, as we promised earlier, we have a little bit coming from our miniature fan, our smallest fan.
Our smallest fan? Mini fan? Tiny fan?
We've got something coming from my son, Jack, because
Jack-a-boy.
Like we mentioned earlier, he was part of the reason why we decided to do Back to the Future 2. It was his choice. So, Bud, what do you want to tell us?
It's very good.
Yeah, what do you like about this one?
Burning the book.
They burned the book in the past.
Then go to the future.
Yeah, they went to the future. You like the future? That future existed before you did.
Yeah.
That future never even was your future.
This is every day to you.
Where was all that technology?
The hoverboard's actually from
Haven't done it
kid is
Yes.
on the. This not a skateboard.
Hoverboard. Scooter, right?
Scooter.
Yeah, it was like a scooter.
He got out, then it's turned to a hoverboard.
Yeah,
Then
it was crazy.
The water part's gonna be hoverboards don't work on water.
You need power. That was a great one to bring up because we even said that. I love that you brought that up.
Okay.
I think that's going to be everything from you. But before you go, what should you tell everybody? What should they do?
Like and punch the bell for all the viewers to go to that. The end.
Good job.
It's
I'm
great.
done with this beer. I've drank all of it.
It's the longer it sits, like
the murkier it looks.
it's got that cloudy to it
Yeah.
for sure. You better be if you're not good with sediment.
Yeah,
this
there is some floaties, but just let them sink to the bottom.
This
It's
may
fine.
not be the beer for you if you're not big on that. If you are or you don't care, it's great. Don't even let it bother you.
It's probably just fruit pulp. It's not going to hurt you.
I mean, there's definitely a faint fruitiness going on for
Mhm.
sure. It could be extra malt
Or
that's
yeast.
falling down to the
something.
bottom.
I mean, it's not going to hurt you.
Barley. At this point, we're just naming off all the things we
All
know
the
that
possible
are in beer.
ingredients that could be in beer.
All right, though, definitely highly suggest
Yeah,
you
go
try
give
this.
go give it a try.
What are we gonna do next time?
The next drink we're gonna be doing is Country Boys Brewing Company's Gold Medal Apple Pie Cider.
Cider.
Our first cider. What kind of movies have apple pie in them?
Nothing quite as American.
Yeah, as American as apple pie, right?
All right, guys, you
So
know
that's
how
as
that
many
is.
clues as I'm going to give
Yeah.
you. You guys know how to play this game. Leave your guesses in the comments section below. I think that's it. All right, cool. This old man showed up and gave me this fucking book with a bunch of scores in it. Do you think we should really look into this?
Not Crispin Glover.